How are you all doing? Are we okay? What's been going on? What's happening? Hi bees and rock 67 667. That's how many 67 100%. Ooh, oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to do something. Hold on, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I promised y'all that I would do something in Discord on Tuesday night, and I completely forgot. So give me just a minute. Hold on. I'm just gonna hold on. Hold on. I gotta do it. Hold on. Hold on. I'm doing it. There we go. Okay. I put it in the Discord. I did it. Hi, Optane. How are you doing? So if you remember, the joke was, why does 6 hate 7? The answer to the not safe for work joke, sort of, is over on the Discord. Feel free to go over there and reply with the laughing emote. Yes, 100%. No, I said often I said the laughing emote, not the face palming one. So yeah, how are you all doing? Are you okay? So tonight, in just a minute, we are going. I nearly hit the wrong button there. We are going in just a bit to play The Sims 4 for tonight. I'm hoping that it works because we had an update yesterday that fixed a lot of bugs, and for some reason, when I went to make my video today, I went to record a tutorial video on roofing of all things, but still. But when I did it, the game crashed on me 3 times, and I tried to save it. I tried to save the end of what the lot looked like at the end of my video, and the game crashed on me. So I don't know if it actually saved. I'm hoping it did, but there's no telling. So tonight, and also the gallery is completely busted for me. I don't know if any of you all have been trying the gallery since the update last night, but I tried to go into the gallery and it said that when I went to my library of stuff in the gallery, it said that I didn't have anything, even though I obviously did, because looking at my showcase, it was showing that I had things and I could click through, but it was showing that I had nothing at all in my my gallery itself, in my gallery catalog, which is really weird. And yeah, it's a complete mess, but we'll see how it goes. Opting, you removed the facepalm and replaced it with a dinosaur. Oh dear. I don't know if that's better, to be honest. I don't know if that's any better. But yeah, for those of you who are over on YouTube, let's go ahead and go into the Sims, shall we? And then we'll have a chat. Where's my thing? There it is. All right, so display cam left. There we are. Let's go into the game, and hopefully it'll work. Opting, remember that time my SSD just magically disappeared and then equally magically started working again? Yes. So today, my browser, look at that. Ah, sorry. My browser today, I logged on to my computer like I always do every morning, and it started up fine. I went in to optimize because I run like a weekly scan disk of my hard drives, and I ran an optimization for my SSD, and I defragged my regular hard drives, and I do this like once a week. Um, and if I remember to do my computer is supposed to do it itself once a week, but it sometimes forgets. But but yeah, so everything was working, and then suddenly everything went fine. I opened up my browser. Yeah, I restarted my computer after doing the defrag and the optimization and all that stuff. Then I went over, opened up my browser, and Opera was just like black. So like, hold on, let me show you. So like this for example is my browser right now. Okay. So you know how it's black here? So we got the black and we got the black. It was all just like this color up here. That was this dark color. That's all it was. And I mean, I couldn't see the UI at all, so I couldn't see my tabs. I couldn't see anything here on the side. The entire browser was like that. Couldn't see anything. It would let me click on things that I couldn't see. So like it opened up on YouTube, and I was able to click on videos and listen to videos, but I couldn't see what I was clicking on or anything like that. Um, it was an absolute mess. So that took me until lunchtime to sort out and fix. It's still, I lost all of my passwords. So every time I want to log into a website, I have to reset my passwords. I had to do that on Twitch. Had to do that on, was it Twitch, Blue Sky? What else have I had to reset? A couple of other things that I've had to reset the password to. So it's been a day. Let me tell you, it's been an absolute day. And then, like I said, I went into The Sims 4 after lunch to record a video for next week. Well, not next week, the week after. And The Sims was just so buggy. It wouldn't let me save. It crashed out every time I tried to save the game. So I'm I think I might need to do a clean uninstall of The Sims 4 and a clean reinstall of it just because yeah, it is so broken. Everything is broken. It's fine. Bees, guess what? Goppers 7-6. Goppers. What is a gopper? Is a gopper kind of like a messed up pogger? Asking for a friend. Okay, let me load up the game because what we're doing, we're going into the 2025 creation save and we are loading up our spooky mansion. So this is it right here. This is our spooky mansion. Let's go into play mode and we're taking care of the servants' quarters. So a little bit of story background lore for this lot is that this is like a British style manor house, actually based off of a real life house in the UK. And we've been slowly working our way through this manor home and destroying it, making it look really not well, I mean really, gross and broken because it's an abandoned house and has been for decades. But the story is that a bunch of teenagers have decided that they're going to have a Halloween rave, Halloween slash bonfire night rave. Tonight's bonfire night in the UK, by the way. So if you hear any explosions, don't worry about it because it's just fireworks. Okay. Bonfire night is like from 6 p.m. and the week before bonfire night all the way until like 2 o'clock in the morning of the morning after bonfire night. Just nonstop fireworks. So yeah, if you hear any kabooms in the background, it is literally fireworks. So you don't have to worry about that. Rock, oh yes, Halloween on November 5th. Well, of course. Hannah, hello. Where can you download this house? Once I've finished it, it will be on the gallery. My username on the Sims 4 gallery is Muir Dragon. That's MUIRDRAGONNE. I will be nice. I will type that for you in the chat, just so that you can copy and paste it and find it a lot easier. There you go. But yeah, I will be loading. I will be trying. I will try to load this into the gallery tonight. There is a slight problem. I did try to load something up to or save something to the gallery earlier today, and my game crashed out. So we might have a little bit of a problem. Hannah, it is quite all right. If I manage to get it uploaded, I really hope that you enjoy it. It is built using move objects on, and it's very intensive. There is a lot of stuff going on this lot, but hopefully you'll be able to put it into your game without any problems. It also contains a lot of packs, so fair warning on that. The main packs that this contains is the see, we got vampires, we've got get to work, we've got werewolves, base game, of course, and a lot of just a few things from a lot of other packs. So we got paranormal here. We've got one of the packs that has is it growing together with the sleeping bags. Yeah, there's a lot of packs in this. So wedding stories, I think, is in here. I've just kind of chosen whatever looks good and not been paying much attention to what, how many packs I've added to this. So it's all good. But yeah, if you have all of the packs, then you shouldn't have any problems. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm going to start working on this. This is the servants' quarters, also known as like the attic space of the house. So, for those of you who aren't, aren't used to or aren't what's the word? If you're not familiar with historical houses, especially historical British houses, the way that it normally worked is, for manor houses, they had servants back in like ye old Victorian times. And we've got a little entrance here that's the servants' entrance, which goes directly into the kitchen, and which is right here. And if I had thought to make this a little bit larger, I could have added like a servant's entrance, or like a little hidden passageway going to make a little hidden staircase, basically going from the kitchen up into the servants' quarters. Because the lord of the manor, the lady of the manor, wouldn't have wanted to see their servants except for when the servants were serving. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. But yeah, it's The Sims, and I just ran out of space. Don't have enough space to do any of that, but it's fine. So bees, poggers, 6, 7. Oh my god, bees! I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so this is the servants' quarters, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start off by drawing a wall. Okay, so I am actually going to first of all turn on move objects again, because I cannot make something this um this crowded and dilapidated without move objects on. I'm also turning on my hidden objects cheat and the unlock entitlements cheat, so that we have more things on offer. That takes care of that. I've got buttons. I've got a stream deck. I've got all my cheats saved to buttons. It's lovely. I absolutely love it. Bees, you're sorry. Rock infected you. It's all your fault, Rock. It's all your fault. Okay, so let's bring this over like so. Pogger. And what I'm gonna do is we're going to move this window over here. This is typically what I do, my friends, is, if I need to move things, I will move them. I'm also going to move these bags of trash, and we're just going to put like two on one side and four on the other because, reasons. Then I want to divide this into two rooms. So basically, the way I'm thinking about this is that the servants' quarters, most servants' quarters, each servant had their own room. In this instance, this is going to be like a communal living thing. So we're going to have the women's quarters over here and the men's quarters over here. And we're going to have just a few, well, normally, if this was a brand new build, that I wasn't making look all broken down, we would have like a bunch of beds. All right, single beds with little dividers, and it would look all nice and pretty. However, we're not doing that. We're not doing pretty. We're doing this instead. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to come down here. I'm going to grab this worn wood door because again, um, it's the servants' quarters. They only get, the um, extreme plain things. So it's just the way it is. I didn't make up the rules, even though, in this instance I kind of have. But it'll be fine. I'm gonna make these dark wood, like that should be good. Actually, I think those doors look a little bit too new in those swatches. So let me just see if we can um, have a little bit more of like an old. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. That one. That one with all of the worn wood bits. You can see all that there. That looks much, much better. So we're going to do that on the doors. Fantastic. This house is so good. I should enter into a build contest. Oh, thank you, Bees. I appreciate that. Ruck, you're playing Sim, so you'll be off and on. You're having a sim in university. Oh my god, it is so difficult having a sim in university, isn't it? Because especially if they work as well, because you've got their classes, then you got their work on top of that. And then you got to do homework and prep for finals and presentations. It's just, and if you got more than one sim that you're dealing with at the same time as the university, oh my goodness, yeah, it's a complete mess. Okay, so what I'm wanting to do and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just like go through this entire thing, this floor one thing at a time. We're going to start off with wallpaper. There is there's something new here in wallpapers. We had the Sims team did a really interesting thing during yesterday's update, and they gave us some new stuff. Just um, unannounced. They just gave us some new stuff. Now the problem with this, and it's an in base game. Have you been able to find all the new stuff, Rock? Or anyone playing The Sims 4? Have you been able to find all of the new stuff that they gave us yesterday? So let me let me check real quick to see if I can find it. So they gave us some West African design, West African inspired stuff in the game yesterday. Ruck, the West Africa stuff, you've not really looked at it. So you only have the one sim. She has no job, but you're having her do three classes per term. The first term she got an A plus. Nice. Also, she graduated high school early, and you've not looked at it. Upton Velvet was poking through that yesterday on stream about yeah, a bunch of West African stuff. Yeah. Um, I mean, really nice. We've got a new lamp, we've got a cushion, we've got some new art, a basket, an area rug, a new plant, which of course, I'm all for. We They've put in a new recipe called jollof rice with a side of chicken drumsticks. Um, which is it's a one pot meal basically. Uh, a decor object called Trio of Flavor, which is like a little wooden bowl spice thing. But it says here that there's new walls. See, look, wall patterns contains new items, and I'm trying to figure out what it is, what that new item is, and I just can't. Oh wait, new greenhouse haven walls. Here it is. So what is it? It's the latest patch was supposed to add 2 new glass walls from the Greenhouse Haven kit to match the glass roofs, along with the life and death glass roofs. So only the Greenhouse Haven kit has been added as opposed to 2 glass walls being promised in the patch notes. Okay. So if I go to Greenhouse Haven, and look for that. Here it is, greenhouse wall. So this is the new glass wall that we've got, which is pretty nice. I'm not adding it to this build, but I like the triple pane look. And there's 5 swatches for this window or glass wall. Like I said, I really like it. I mean, that's quite nice. That is a really I like that. I have to admit, I can see myself using this a lot. That is a really, really nice addition to Greenhouse Haven. There we go. Dead Bees. No, it's not really a Kwanzaa update. They've just given the devs. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I've been what the rumor mill is. Well, kind of a little bit what I've heard by reading different articles and different interviews, and you know, um, I'm not sure how much of this is 100% true and how much of it is speculation. So just a little bit of warning there. But from what I've heard, the Sims 4 developer team and artists they've been wanting to add African representation to The Sims 4 for ages. And EA keeps saying no because no one is going to be interested in that. Even though Simmers have been there's petitions to have African culture and African inspired things be put in the game. And yeah, EA is all about only approving representation when it can be whitewashed and not actual proper non-whitewashed inclusion. Because it's EA, and yeah, they're not a nice company. Let's just be honest about that. No company as big as EA are nice people or nice companies. But this free update was the only way, from what I understand, what I've heard, it's the only way that the Sims team was able to get at least a small amount of West African representation into the game. Which is I'm all for more representation. We need non-European and non-American centric or Northern American centric representation in The Sims 4. We just do because we don't have much of it. It's all 90% of the stuff in The Sims is um, white European and North American stuff, you know? We don't have hardly any. I'd say only 10% is non-white European and American stuff, you know? And we need more of it. We need so much more representation in video games, just across the board. So I am glad to see this free update in base game for the West African stuff. Absolutely love to see it. Rock, you're going to try to have your son build up money by painting in her free time, and eventually you'll get her a laptop from the university kiosk. Unintended side effect is she's going to become famous. I mean, okay. Yeah, you can you can opt out of fame. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to show you real quick how to opt out of fame. So what you want to do is you go into your Simology and you'll this sim doesn't have any fame, but if you click on fame points, that icon there next to fame points, you can right here, you can quit the spotlight. Okay, so click quit the spotlight, and your Sims fame will be reset, and they will no longer gain fame. So they won't be able to become famous. You can also go into the game settings and set for default fame settings for all Sims that no one is able to get famous, if that really annoys you. But yeah, for each individual Sim, just click the quit the spotlight, and it takes care of the problem. Rock, it would be funny though to see how famous she can get. Because EA says you can have the Sims in any color, so yeah. Basically, I mean, how freaking long did it take them to get decent African style hairs? And they had to get an African American to do the mod pack for them, you know? So I'm just saying, you know, nothing against the Sims devs, because there's the Sims developers and artists are really, really nice people. But yeah, there's there's just some things that you can't do unless you've experienced them, you know? So walls. Yes, sorry. I've just completely lost my track of mind. Okay, so we want to do walls up here. Now we want plain. Um typically your um servants quarters in like Victorian times, they wouldn't have been like really gorgeous. They would have been super plain. So they probably would have been something like along the lines of this, just a very simple color of wallpaper. So I'm thinking of giving this upstairs area this wallpaper all the way throughout. Don't worry, I know that it looks really really plain right now, but it will look worse when it will look worse by the time we're finished tonight. So don't worry about that. Let's go into floors, and we're probably going to go with wooden floors. Now, I'm thinking I'm thinking the antique wood strip is probably going to be the best for this instance. This elegant parquet, I think, is this new? Because I do not recognize this. I like it, but I do not remember this being in the game. I do like it though. Not for this though. Definitely not for this. So what did I say? Yes, antique wood strip. And we're going to go with this one. And again, very simple. Put right like so. I'm also going to give the ceiling the same treatment. So ceilings by room. And we'll do the antique wood strip again. There we go. So if we go in here and I Alt-Tab and do that. Seriously, it didn't take? What the heck, game? I do hate when it does this. Hold on, let me do this again. So ceilings, let's do ceilings by tile just so that I can make sure that we've done this. So I'll go all the way across and we'll just go boom. Okay, it says nothing to change, so the ceilings should be in. So, whoa, game. If we go in and I go page up and we go down. Okay, for some reason the ceilings are not taking, which I don't understand why. It says that it's here. Let me do a Control Z and try again. This is the only problem that I've got with The Sims, is that sometimes the ceilings don't work. And I have no idea why. Nope. The ceilings just aren't playing ball today, so I'm not going to mess around with it. I'm not going to bother. It'll be fine. Deadbees, EA must stand for ethnic avoidant. Ooh, I like it. It's very true. Enot Avery Pogger. Oh dear, Rock. Bees, you got no idea what's happening because you got ads. It's fine. I'm just arguing with the ceilings. That's what's happening. Bees, Twitch keeps launching advertising Lunchables to you. Dog, you're a grown man who doesn't want to be lead poisoned. Have you ever had, Rock, not a very pogger? Ah, I gotcha. So, speaking of Lunchables, have y'all ever tried Pepperami's pizza pockets? They're not very good. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. They're meant to be ready to eat, as in like they're pastry with pepperami and sliced pepperami and cheese and tomato sauce inside the pastry. And you can heat them up in the microwave or just eat them cold. They're not very good. So if you ever do see them, I recommend just not just don't bother because they're not very good. So we got a new window covering, some new window coverings as well. Let me just check to see what the window coverings were. Um so the so a little bit of interestingness about the West African inspired items. The West African inspired items were actually made in collaboration with the Pan African Gaming Group and several creators from the African diaspora, which is absolutely awesome. And I had no idea that that happened. So, yeah, that is so cool. I really, really like that. We got a lot of Create a Sim stuff as well. That's West African inspired, including infant and toddler. They've really jewelry, hairstyles, seriously awesome. There's paintings, baskets, cushions, lamps, rugs. Seriously awesome. I'm 100% all for that. That is just seriously so cool. Bees, you only know Pepperami from the crappy PC point and click game and his 90s ads. Peppermoni, it's a bit of an animal. Oh my god. I didn't even realize that Pepperami came with a PC point and click game. That is way too funny. I remember the whatchamacallit. Oh wait, here we are. This is the new thing. From from the Adventure Awaits pack. Grand's flannel curtains curtain rod. I really like this. Not just because it's meant to be used as a curtain rod, but if you use move objects, because I've got that on, so if I get rid of this wall, for example, yeah, if you use move objects, you can totally use this as a cross beam going across ceilings. That would look really cool, I think. I do like it. Okay, let me get rid of these because I don't want them. But yeah, I like those. I remember the Doritos video game. But I had no idea that Pepperami came with a video game as well, or had one. Bees, did we get African animals? You want zebras in the game? Oh my god, me too. I would love African animals, even if it's just like this little spawner here, like the crocodile that we got. It would be really cool to be able to like spawn in fake animals. You know, even if our Sims couldn't like interact with them, just be able to spawn them in. Can you imagine how cool that would be if we could just like plop down a spawner for lions and zebras and other loads of other animals like that, you know? That would be really, really cool. Even if they were just, you know, fake, like the crocodile is. It would still be really cool. We could build a zoo. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm getting It's so cool. Okay, anyway. Don't mind me. I'm just, you know, weird like that. Okay. So let's go through and we'll just start. I'll just start by doing the same thing that we do that we've done every stream with this. We're gonna drop down the walls, and I'm just gonna start putting things in as I find them. So we've got all of this stuff out here, and I kind of like the idea of these crates just like being me. Whoops, no, I don't want free camera. I want Sims 3 camera. There we go. I like the idea of these crates just kind of like maybe being stacked on top of each other. And because I don't have tool mod, I'm gonna have to kind of cheat a little bit here. There we are. Yeah, I really like that. And then alt place that there. There we go. That looks pretty good. Let me go back to the Sims 4 camera because I like my right spinny button. Bees, please play the Pepperoni game. It's on my abandonware because no one wants it. High praise for a game, right? 100% high praise for a game that yeah, that it's on my abandonware because no one wants it. Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay, so comfort. There's. By the way, I don't have my mods because I haven't updated them since yesterday's update. So we're doing tonight old school style, my friends. So yeah, none of these chairs are really speaking to me. I would like some broken ones. So this one, the reclaimed wood dining chair, I think is going to be a pretty good idea. We also have the country cottage dining chair. They are the exact same chair. So I think we'll use this one instead. Yeah, there we go. And I will put, for now, I'm just going to drop these in. Maybe one in one and two in the other. Um, at the moment, I'm just looking for broken stuff, you know? As far as the beds are concerned, none of these are particularly going to work from base game, so that's all right. We've got this crafted bar stool, and I do like the idea of it being having a couple of them. So I'm just gonna drop like 2 of them out here, and then maybe put 3 of them out here. For now, we can decrease if needed. B is the reason no one wants it, because it's one of those games where the puzzles don't have clear solutions, and the area you have to click for things is too small. Oh, so there've been fireworks, Paul. Yeah. Have you been enjoying watching the fireworks? Were they amazing? Ooh, ah. Do you want to tell everyone about them? No. Yeah, you can tell your friends tomorrow. Yes. Yes, Paul. Yes, I know, mate. I know. Paul says the all the fireworks tonight were amazing, by the way. So you all missed like a bunch of amazing fireworks. I'm just saying. Totally just saying, you know. Absolutely ooh amazing, says Paul. No, I don't like any of those. And I don't like any of those either. Okay. But yeah, so basically the pepperoni game was given to an intern and said, "Here, just you got 1 week, make a game." Which why does that not surprise me, you know? It was that era. All right, so we got these accent tables, and we got the crafted in table here, and this is like pretty broken. So I'm just gonna grab a couple again. Um, one for one and two for the other room. Just, you know, it's there. We've got this crate. I want to see if there's any that's like really old looking. It doesn't look like it. Not really. But I'm still gonna put like 1 or 2 down. We'll put 1 down and see what we can come up with later as we go through. So I'm gonna try to put as much up here as I can. I want to make it look like it was used maybe for some storage, as well as, you know, a hint of the old servants' quarters as well. These remember crappy comic and movie in November. I like it. I like it. So yeah, none of these are gonna be good. Countertops, nah. What about misc? We always have misc. We need misc things. So here's a picture. Can I put that on the? No, I cannot. It won't let me. Gosh darn it, game. You're supposed to, you know, like give me good things. Let me do things with stuff. So that's pretty cool. This is debug. And I like the fact that we've got that. We can like use it and say, you know, that's like a broken stool or something. And None of the rest of this is particularly good, so that's all right. Moving down to the plumbing, there's not going to be any plumbing. No indoor plumbing, so yeah, nothing there. Let's move in to activities and skills and see what we can find. I don't think that much of this is going to be usable, but we'll find out. These now but for real, happy guy who Fox Day. Thank you very much. We don't really celebrate. Paul likes the words. Paul likes words. Paul likes the fireworks, and that's about it. I'm gonna embiggen that a bit so we can see it better. But yeah, Paul had some. What did he have? What are they called? Sparklers. Paul lit some sparklers today, earlier tonight, like as soon as he got home. So from college, he lit some sparklers, and that made him happy. He would have preferred like having, if we would have had some proper fireworks and been able to light them tonight. But one, since tonight is stream night, we didn't really have time, and two, with everything else going on, it was just a mess. Our schedule right now is really just an absolute mess due to like everything going on. So we've got this woodworking table, and I do think that I'm going to put it out here because I like the idea of the woodworking table being out here, and thinking, oh, like it was put out there because the old, the servants back in the olden days would uh in the evenings they would work on repairing things, either for themselves or for the lord or lady of the manor, for the manor house. Maybe things got broken and they had to repair them. That makes sense in my brain anyway. So, and the fact that it's like all yucky and covered in paint and just looks old, um adds to a little bit of it, I think, anyway. So we'll do that. um Everything else in here we're just going to ignore. We've got flashcards and stuff, but nothing really that makes any sense. Video game console, but yeah, none of this makes any sense to have in this build. So okay, that's a trash fruit. I don't really want that. If that was a bag of trash, I was thinking that might have been a bag of trash that, when you drop it down, it bursts open and you get a bunch of trash on the floor. But no, that's just a trash fruit berry. So these are all like, your gardening fruits and stuff that you can buy and have your sim actually, use them. But we don't want any of that, so that is fine. That is absolutely fine. That's seaweed, and I don't think that I want to place seaweed up on the roof. Uh, I don't know about you all, but having seaweed doesn't make any sense. Um, from either a storytelling point of view or anything like that, because this is not sea. There's a river, but no, you wouldn't get seaweed from a river, not like that. So we'll just ignore that. Everything else here is a no. What about misc? I don't think there's anything in MISC that will work either. All right, moving to decorations. This is all base game, by the way. So if you all see something that you think would look good or fit in the build, just let me know. If you know of anything, let me know what it is and like what section it is, and what pack it's from, and I'll be able to hopefully find it. Ooh, why did the music just cut out? Dude. Okay, there we go. That was like super sudden. I was not expecting the music to just cut out like that. Okay. Um I would I really would like to put some kind of artwork up here. Um but it's finding proper artwork that matches the time period, you know? So, like, I mean, for example, that Rhedosaurus Rex poster does not match with the time frame that I'm going for here. Now, we do have this slightly damp poster, but again, I don't think that's going to work because it's a workout poster. Um, so yeah, I don't think that think we might have a little bit of problem finding something nice. Now this looks pretty good. This I think would work very nicely. There's a few swatches here that would look really, really good, and like that's very old-fashioned-ish, so that would look really good here. That and this one I think would also look really nice. So we can use these two swatches and definitely put them up here. Whoops. There we go. These, is seaweed still called seaweed even if it's somewhere else, or is it pondweed and lakeweed? I mean, your pond weeds are more like oh, what are they called? Reeds. So in ponds you get reeds. Uh, instead of weeds, if that makes sense. And in the lakes can have a version of seaweed, but most likely it's just like partly decayed leaf mass from trees nearby. Uh, so you're not really going to get seaweed, you know? Opting, what? It is seaweed if you can see it. Otherwise, it's called a transparent weed. I am so sorry that Automod held that. but I got ya. I got ya. It's seaweed if you can see it, and otherwise it's called transparent weed. Apparently, you can only say weed so many times before you're censored. Indeed, indeed. Apparently, you can only say it once or you get modded in the mod bin with you. Or the auto mod bin, I should say. Automod is really strict sometimes. I went in rock, weed. See, it won't even let you do it as a mod. I went into a live stream that was like a gardening live stream. You know, the person doing the live stream, their live stream was all about gardening. And um they were in the live stream. Hold on, I got an itchy nose. In the live stream, opting problem solved. Very good. Yeah, in the live stream, they were talking about weeding their garden, you know, and like how to tell the difference between um, the the seedlings that you planted and actual weeds. Um, and everyone, the chat was like really, really quiet, and they're like, why why has the chat gotten so quiet? And they looked on their they looked at their stream manager and they found out that the reason why chat had gotten really quiet is because Automod was kept um not blocking the the word weed because everyone was asking questions about weeds. It was funny. Yeah, it was one of those you had to be there moments. It really was. Oh, here's um the new West African inspired art. Now, I'm not gonna put this in this build, but at least, ooh, I could do that. That looks really pretty. I really like that. And then we got this. Oh, that is so beautiful. Oh, wow. So nice. Seriously, look at this. Oh, I love this. Okay, I'm gonna put this in this build. I'm gonna put it right here. Just this swatch. I don't want to put the ones with people in it. Because that's a little problematic, you know? I mean, it's historically accurate, but yeah, no. Um, I don't want to get accused of anything, so we'll just put this really nice painting there instead. Bees smoke the void. Smoky. That's what we're gonna smell all day tomorrow, by the way. Um, Not even kidding. Tonight and tomorrow, we go outside. If you're in the UK, you can just go outside or open your window, and all you'll smell is smoke from all the bonfires. It is just, yeah, one of those things. We also have this, and I love this, but I don't know that any of these swatches are gonna work. No, I don't think any of those are really gonna work. Those are more, yeah, not exactly appropriate for this. We got these antique patent posters, and I do like these as well. So I think I'm gonna add these in. The up here is gonna have a bit more artwork than downstairs. If you remember downstairs, we just got all of these spooky portraits instead of actual art. And that is mostly because, yeah, I like the portraits, and most people aren't going to spend very much time up here. So I want to put like all of the paintings and stuff. I like the idea of one, that they were kind of stored up here, and two, that some of them might have been painted by, you know, by the old servants, or maybe some of the kids, and they just got, you know, the manor house, and they just got put up here. Um, you know, it's all story reasons, right? So looking through our sculptures, I don't think we're really gonna find anything. I mean, we've got this stout artistic teapot sculpture. Um, and I kind of like it because it is a little bit broken. So I'm thinking maybe of putting that in here. It can be like an old, it's supposed to be a broken teapot, but I think we could use it as like maybe a chamber pot. You know, an old broken chamber pot that was just stuck up here for no apparent reason. Bees, say it like a Swedish guy, the viod. But I'm not Swedish. Schmuck the viod. Bees, ads. Bees. Rock, your son just finished your second term of 4. Nice. Congrats. How is it going? What's her final grade? Have you got it yet? Okay, I'm gonna move my glass over here because I've finished my Pepsi. I'm up to water for the night now. All right. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in sculptures. Ceiling decorations, again, in base game, there's not going to be anything there. Rugs, This is base game rugs that we're talking about. So, oh, this is the new rug from the West African inspired stuff. Look at that. How beautiful is that rug? Um, let me check the other swatches. Look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. And they've got a plain swatch as well. A couple of plain swatch, three plain swatches, which I four plain swatches. Nice. Sorry, when it comes to rugs, I'm more into your plain swatches of rugs. I don't particularly care for patterned rugs too much unless it's like going to be the only thing in a room, like a hallway or an entranceway, a long corridor. I wouldn't mind having something like this, for example, in a long corridor where you only have like a few, like a couple of pictures, for example, or a mirror up on the wall. Having just a mirror up on the wall and maybe one or two other wall hanging objects and this on the floor is perfect for a hallway. But yeah, I much prefer your plain Jane swatches like this for rugs, especially um, if you're gonna have like a lot of stuff around, a little bit of calm in all the chaos, but it's fine. Bees, you didn't get to see me say schmoke the viod. You didn't hear that, did you not? Twitch, you don't care about Wicked or car parts. You don't care about Wicked, bees? Shocking. Just very, very shocking. I mean, seriously, not caring about Wicked. What? Although to be honest, I don't blame you. I don't care much about Wicked either. I'm sure that it's a great musical, but it's not on my to watch list. It just isn't. Okay, so we've got this pair of paintings here, and I am wondering if there's I love this thing, by the way. I mean, look at that. That is awesome and very cute. But yeah, none of them are particularly good for this build. So we'll ignore that. The coat of arms. Now, I definitely want to add the coat of arms. Um, but I kind of want I'm thinking maybe it would be best to put um like here above the door. We haven't put anything right here yet, so let's go ahead and do that. Just as a little bit of extra. I didn't notice that when we were doing downstairs, so I don't mind adding it now. Bees, yay! Smoke the viod. Bees, The Wizard of Oz is good enough. Stop adapting and spinning it off. I know, right? I mean, I like the idea that they gave the Wicked Witch of the West her own story. That it's meant to be like the backstory to how she became evil. Um, and yeah, I kind of like the idea of having that backstory, but at the same time, I'm very much kind of just meh about it. Very, very meh about it. So if you're wondering what's with the stones, I'm just picturing like I'm gonna use these as detritus. So whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. um, but yeah, I just wanted to use this as like maybe part of the roof caved in. you know, um, So if I go like this and like knock a hole in the wall up here, we can definitely I'd definitely be able to do that. So Like, for example, hold on, let me just finish going through these instead of getting sidetracked. Here's the new pillow, by the way. Oh no, wait, that's from the Forever Friends event. Never mind, that's not the new one. I don't know where the new one is. That's the South African or West African inspired cushion. But yeah, it's fine. I'm sure it's here somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Okay, let's do miscellaneous and see if there's anything there, and then I'll chop some holes in the ceiling. Ooh, yeah, we got some good stuff here that we can definitely use. Okay, so this is like a bunch of twigs, and this is definitely gonna work. So, you know, this is the twigs that you can fish up when when you you know, go fishing. So this is what you can fish up in ponds. So I like the idea of having this in here. So maybe like right there. Um, and then we can also have maybe some of it out here as well. Embiggened a little bit like that. Yeah, I like that. This is some driftwood, which to be honest, I yeah, I don't really like that. So we'll get rid of the driftwood. That's proper seaweed, which I don't want. We got these wooden crates, which I will add here. I'm gonna shrink them down a little bit and put them like right there. And we've got all of these wood planks, which are the wood planks are definitely gonna be good. So I'm gonna put some there, and then I would love to put some, this area, by the way, is gonna be almost completely unusable. I just like the idea of like there being a very broken this room being extremely broken, you know? I just really, really like that idea. But there's a lot of stuff in miscellaneous that we can use. And yes, I know I keep saying miscellaneous and it's not pronounced miscellaneous, but I don't care. It's how I pronounce it. So yeah, bite me. I mean, what? I like the idea of the short sword being here as well. We'll just like stick that underneath the wood. Bees, dino dance party! Woo! Dino dance, dino dance, dino dance. Sorry, I know that Fossabot deleted it, but I still like it. So I'm gonna dance anyway. Dino dance, dino dance. Bees, you gotta keep commenting in my chat because of the stupid new lurker policy. I hate the new lurker policy. I mean, seriously, it's such a pain in the ass. It really is. It's like, come on. If you know, if lurkers want to lurk, then freaking let them lurk, you know? Now, I like the idea that, you know, since there's like where this room is going to be like your broken room. So I like the idea of there being multiple buckets just kind of strewn all over the place here, you know, holding just for like rainwater. I really, really like that idea. So we're gonna do that. I swear, Twitch and YouTube just want to ruin content creation for everyone. I know that they don't. They're just trying to, you know, make Twitch more interactive and make people want to chat more and give people reasons to chat more often. But still, you know, oh, here's the new trio of flavor that came in the update. So we've got these bowls of a few swatches of different like flavorings and stuff. Perfect for your kitchen table or countertop. Absolutely very, very cute. Love it. These Twitch, more like BH. Opting, what's the new lurker policy? You were just lurking from across the room. That's the first you've heard of it. So the new Twitch lurker policy, let me just do a quick Google because I want to make sure that I get the information correct. Yeah, so the way that it's worked, there is people are calling it a lurker policy, but it's not exactly a policy because, you know, it's not written. But basically what it is they're only allowing you now to have 2 tabs open and still count as a viewer for both of those streams. So if you have more, say you have my stream and um gamer god 69 420 streams open, you know, then as long as you have just those 2 tabs that are live streams, you'll be fine. But if you have like if you open up a third live stream, then they drop you off as they no longer count you as a viewer on whichever, you know, on one of the 2 tabs that aren't in the main focus, if that makes sense. It's a pain in the neck that they keep cutting back the number of tabs that people can have open and still be considered lurkers. So yeah, it really is just just really annoying because I know people who go out and like um have like 3, 4, even 5 live streamers open at a time, and they'll cycle through them and, you know, chat in one and watch for a little while and then go to the next one and chat and, you know, interact and watch and listen. And they just go back and forth between, you know, 4 or 5 different streamers. But they will stay in those streams to count as a view. But the fact that Twitch is just cut back to just 2 at a time is ridiculous. I don't like it. I'm going to allow that often. What's the new? Sorry, you don't watch Gamer God 69 420 anymore. He refuses to acknowledge the genocide in Gaza. I like it. I like it. Rock, you could have said Rock Your World 12. I know, but I didn't want to name any actual real streamers. Although there probably is a streamer called Gamer God 40. What did I say? Gamer God 69 420. There probably is someone called that. Look them up, someone, please. I need to know if there's actually a Twitch user called GamerGod 669 420. Bees, oh no, you meant the policy where if you don't use the chat every few minutes at all, you no longer count. Your only viewers are lurkers. So as far as I know, what I've heard is you still count as a viewer. You're just no longer listed in the chat list. So there's 2 different lists on Twitch. One is a Twitch, you know, one is like the chatter list. So that's everyone in the chat room. And then there's a second list, which is the viewer list. And that is everyone that is watching the live stream. So let's just say, for example, if you pop out the chat and you close the live stream, you will be considered a chatter, but not a viewer. Or if you pause, you know, if you stop the live stream, if you pause it, yeah, you will be considered a chatter and not a viewer of that live stream. But if you pop out the video and you tab away from the main, you know, the main live stream website, and you don't chat, then your name will be taken off of the chatter list. but you will still be considered a viewer of the live stream. It's very weird how they do it. It's confusing, but as far as I understand, that's how it works. I could be wrong, but that is my understanding. Okay, so let's see. I'm thinking of putting in this teapot, and we'll put that like right. Let's put that here on the crate. And then I'm thinking also the old-fashioned camera, and we'll put that there. I like putting old, a few old things here. So we got the encased scrolls, which I will put, like, we can probably put the old scrolls there. But yeah, I like putting old things in my builds. So we'll do that. We're going to leave pets, kids. I do want to put some off the grid lighting here, but I'm going to actually use off the grid to find that. Storage. I don't think there's really anything in storage under a base game that's going to be useful for up here. So yeah, we'll ignore that. Here's off the grid stuff. So as far as lighting, how any of this is considered lighting, I don't know. But we do have this oil lamp, and I am 100% going to use that. We'll put one here. And we'll put one here on this table for now. Of course, I will be putting more lighting in. That's just for the base game. Everything else is wow. Those are really loud fireworks. It's fine. McLeod Muir's wicked imagination. What? What do you mean wicked imagination? I'm perfectly normal. Bees, wait, no wonder you keep thinking no one likes you. It always says 0. What, your chatter list? Your chatter list always says 0? McLeod gamer names. Oh yeah. With the gamer god 69420. I mean, I was rather proud of myself for coming up with that one. Okay, so yeah, we've gone through everything in base game. Let's now move on to the next pack. We got Get to Work. McLeod's thinking, of course you were proud of that, Muir. Of course you were. Now, to be honest, I don't think any of this is, any of the comfort stuff from Get to Work is going to work. In fact, I'm thinking that probably we're not going to have a lot of stuff that's going to work from Get to Work for this build. Mainly because there's not much here. I mean, I can't really use a cell door, you know? Using a cell door just really doesn't make any sense. So decorations, there might be a couple of things that I can use for decorations in the decoration pile rather, but I doubt it. Get to Work is such an odd pack. There's just so many things that don't match in Get to Work, mainly because some of it's alien stuff, some of it is police officer stuff. It's just Get to Work was a really weird DLC. I mean, I'm glad that they put it in, but it's still a very weird DLC. Dead bees. Triple X underscore 420 no scope underscore triple X. Oh my god. The early 2000s called Dead Bees, they want their username back. You know, just saying. So these footprints, I'm thinking that I will definitely no, not that. Actually, yes, that. Okay, yeah, these. So I will put in some footprints. I know these are supposed to. Oh, I forgot the footprints don't work. Okay, I really wish these footprints would work. I really do, but it's fine. We'll put in some more graffiti. I'm actually going to embiggen this graffiti and put it there. And then we can also use the little splody thing, which doesn't work either. So let's just forget that. Then we've got the chalk outline, but we've already used that once, and I would rather not use it a second time. We can put in this graffiti. I do like the graffiti. I just wish that that was a wall graffiti instead of a floor graffiti. You know, um, I just really wish it was. I'm just gonna put that like that. There we go. These, your chatter list always says no one, and that number in the corner always says one viewer, and it's you watching yourself. You don't know what is real. I always ignore the viewers. I just completely ignore it because it lies. The number always lies. Um, I can guarantee that if it says 0 viewers, there is a chance that you probably have 2 or 3. The problem with the viewer number on Twitch, I don't know how it is on over on YouTube, but over on Twitch, the main problem with the viewer number is by the time it updates, the people that have come in, unless you have like several thousand or several hundred, you know, like triple or quadruple digits of viewers, by the time the Twitch counts the viewer and updates the viewer number, they've probably left. It's sad but true, you know. So yeah, I just typically leave the viewer number turned off. I don't pay much attention to it. No, I don't want that. That's the burn mark. Okay, we've done that. That's medical instruments. I don't think I want to use medical instruments, so we'll just say no to that as well. Let's see. Is there anything else here that I can? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's big. That is a no. Yeah, nothing here. Okay, it's fine. So what else can I use here? Electronics, appliances, storage, off the grid. There is no off the grid stuff. Okay. So yeah, that's all I can use from this pack. So let's continue on and go with Get Together. Another weird pack, but it's fine. I'm just gonna show all and see what we can come up with. Opting at the early 2000s called bees. They won't return your calls. Sad face. Aw, I'm sorry, Opting. Bees. I'm going to allow that because I agree. Twitch is trash. That was held for bullying, by the way, bees. How dare you bully Twitch? How dare, bees? How dare you? Bees, so for years you thought no one was watching you and you're complaining that it was all pointless. It's probably scaring secret viewers away. Possibly. Also, Twitch has like 0 discoverability. If people see your streams, if they come across your streams, they're coming across your streams by pure luck on Twitch, because Twitch doesn't push you out unless you're making them money. And that's sad, you know? It really is sad that that's how it works, but, you know, it's there you go. It's so stupid that Twitch only, you know, recommends you to other people if you're making them money. I'm gonna add that there just because I like the looks of it. No other reason. I just like it. Ooh, the cardboard dance floor is a definite must. We definitely need the cardboard dance floor. I'm actually going to use this a couple of times. We're using all of the swatches just because each swatch is different and it's really cool. So, whoops, not that big. There we go. So you can see that each one of these cardboard dance floor swatches are different. So you got this one, which is just basically your plain swatch. This one, which has a little bit of, you know, slight like graffiti added to it and such like that. And then this one here, which has paint and stuff, um, which I just absolutely love the looks of. I'm actually going to put that there. There we are. And move that across. Okay, that's fine. Woohoo! Rock, why is Automod going so crazy with the warnings tonight? I have no idea. I have no idea. It usually doesn't. At least not this crazy. Maybe Twitch has, you know, tweaked a few things. Who knows? Who knows? It's fine though. Whatever. You know, just yeah, whatevs. Whatevs, fam, whatevs. So we got these antiqued photos here, and I really like the idea of putting a few of them in. So like just just a couple of them, I'll shrink them down and add them like here. Yeah, we'll just do those two. They're really pretty, aren't they? Absolutely love them. Dang, fam. Sorry, it's just like all of the fireworks. It's been really quiet, and now suddenly, just like 50 bajillion fireworks deciding to go off at the same time. You know. Let's see. We got the angry gnome, and I really want to put this guy here. I love the fact that we can put wall stickers like this on the glass windows. It's so weird that it goes behind the you know the window pane or window frame, but in The Sims you just kind of have to, you know, deal with it. So, but I still like it. I still like having all of the graffiti and such. So, okay, so now I'm gonna go up here. I'm going to drop down the roof and I'm going to go ahead while I'm thinking about it and grab, we're going to destroy part of the ceiling. Now, I know for a fact that if I can't put the decals, you know, to give, to make it look like that there's a hole in the ceiling because it doesn't work. I can't put them on the ceiling because it doesn't show all the way through. At least I don't think it does. Actually, hold on. That would be a floor, I think. Hold on. Let me find the thing I'm looking for. Because I want to test. I do want to test to see if it shows up all the way through. I don't think it will. That's assuming that it'll even let me put it in. Where was it? Okay, so it's yeah, it's not letting me put it on the ceiling. If I move down and go into the room, will it? I don't think it's even going to let me do it. Hold on. Okay, it'll let me put it on the floor. But yeah, it's not gonna let me put it on the ceiling, which that sucks, man. That completely sucks that it won't let me do that. Okay, so in that instance, what I'm gonna have to do then is go into build mode, go into the walls, and I'm gonna have to basically we're gonna have to cheat a little bit. Please don't delete the roof. You know what? Hold on. I'm hoping it doesn't delete the roof. Let's find out real quick. If it deletes the roof, I'm kind of screwed. So what I want to do is like delete that bit right there. So let me see. Has it? No, it's not deleted the roof. Okay, fantastic. So I can delete that bit of the ceiling. How good? How does that look? And then what I can do is probably delete the walls. Ah, no, it's not going to let me delete the walls. Okay, so see, this is the problem with The Sims. I can do the barely half there wall and replace. And then I can delete that bit. So hold on. Okay, so that works. There's still a hole there. And I believe the other hole that I want to put is right there, right here. So I can once again do the barely there half wall, draw it, and I kind of want to make this be a bit of an odd shape. Perfect. There we go. So now we've got 2 holes in the ceiling. And if we bring it down like that, and I go down like so and look up, yes. Okay, you can see the sky through the ceiling. The Sims 4 is weird. Okay, you can't actually see the roof. In order to see the roof, I have to do that, and that lets you. Again, you can't see the roof, but you can see the actual hole there in the ceiling. I really wish that you could see the underside of the roof. But unfortunately, okay, there we go. You can kind of see the roof there. It's just it's a workaround. It's an ugly workaround, but it's the only way we can do, realistic or make the game as realistic as possible. I hate it, but there you go. McLeod, you thought you were doing it. You thought Often was doing a McLeod. I like it. Bees, you're only on here because it's your experimenting platform. When you're ready to take off, you move into YouTube. I don't blame you. Don't blame me at all. To be honest, the most unforgivable thing Twitch does is unskippable ads. I know, right? I hate full screen, full length ads over live content. It does not make sense. Put a banner at the bottom or off to the side, or instead of making the live screen a small image that's muted, allow the viewer, if they don't want to watch the ad, if they're not interested, put an arrow that moves the full screen ad up to where, the little picture, and mute it, and then the live stream comes up. That would be so much more user friendly, in my opinion. It just makes so much more sense to do it that way. or what YouTube does, and I like the way YouTube does things. So with YouTube, you can most ads on YouTube are, well, I mean, on live streams that I found anyway, are unobtrusive. So a lot of them are banner ads, and they YouTube gives the live streamer over on YouTube full control over ads. So, like, for example, my Sims 4 live streams over on YouTube, completely ad free, unless I click the or insert ad button. If I click that insert ad button, I will get an ad, or you'll get an ad. But yeah, um, my live streams, no ads on if they're Sims 4 or starting in December pair lives. Or Minecraft. None of that. My main gaming live streams don't have ads. Now, once they go live as a video, as a VOD, then on YouTube, then they will get ads. And I like that YouTube gives us that opportunity, that freedom to be able to do that. It's just so much better. Okay, what was I doing? I got I got distracted by things and instances of those things. It's fine. It's fine. Were we doing get together? I think we were doing get together, weren't we? So if we go back to objects by function and show all, yes, we were in get together. Okay. Um, so let me just go down the list here and very quickly find things that might work. So I like that this room is so messy already. Now, what I would love to do is mess up this inner wall, because I like the idea of, the ceiling caved in. So I like the idea of maybe the wall having caved in as well. It's just finding the appropriate wall piece, like that I don't think is going to work. Because those are outer wall ruins. Now, is it going to let me size that down? No, it's not going to let me size that down enough to work. I was going to say that might work, but the game won't let me size it down, so it's not going to work. I might end up using something similar to the ruins thing that I use similar downstairs, but we'll see how it goes. So that's all of the get together stuff. It's useless. Let's move on to city living. I might find something under using city living. It'll be fine. These yeah, exactly. Yeah, it ruins the intrusive ads like that ruin the point of being live. I completely agree. Rock, you're Paul Green. You always Palger Rock. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Paul Green, I often Palger as well, so I completely understand. Opt-in or just run better ads. There are these 3-hour long ads for protecting cats where they just play Sims and then sometimes read stories. You like those ads? Yes. By the way, everyone, we are raising money for Cats Protection UK this year. Our goal is £700, and if you'd like to donate, !charity in the Twitch chat, or if you're on YouTube, scroll down in the description, and the donation link is there. We also have different ways of giving money to charity. So if you can't afford to donate yourself, then if you like the live stream over on YouTube, just click that thumbs up button. Then every 4 likes on our YouTube live stream or VOD will equal £1 that we also give to Cats Protection UK. Just a way to support both the channel and the cats, with no monetary requirements on your part. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Bees, wait, you have to gain £700 to help cats? What? Wait, what? Did I? No. it's it's a joint effort, bees. We all have to gain 700 pounds, you know, collectively. Obstinate can't hurt good eating. Oh, excuse me. Speaking of eating, my board game group, we the person who hosts the board game group, it was her time for to make, you know, to fix our evening meal and puddings for last night. And she's the one who does, you know, baking for a living. So she made cupcakes last night. Not just cupcakes, but honey cupcakes. So, you know, honey cake, you know, your proper traditional honey cake, she turned into cupcakes. And on top of them, she had a honey frosting with cupcake toppers of, she had found these sprinkles that were shaped like bees. So she put those on top of the cupcake. Oh, it was really tasty. Such good cupcakes. I mean, if you find honey, you know, if you find bee sprinkles, how can you not make honey cake with to use with the bee sprinkles? You know, McLeod. I know, so tasty. They really were. They were absolutely delicious. So we've got some letters there, which I will stick underneath that. This is a food rug. And yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that. I don't think that quite works. We've got this splash of colors rug, which I like the idea of. So I'm gonna throw that just under there. Um, I'm gonna leave that pile of trash there. I still need to find a place to hide this skull. Don't let me forget about it, because I want to make sure that they're all nicely hidden for everyone. So we've got this tarp as well, but the problem is there's no messy swatches of the tarp. So I'm going to leave that alone. So my eyes are absolutely watering like crazy right now. I blame all of the all of the gunpowder and wood smoke that's outside. I'm just saying, just saying. So this is called Chalked Down, and it is a chalk drawing. Let me see which one what they have. I want to see if there's one that's like all scratchy, but it doesn't look like it. You know, like half destroyed. Yeah, there aren't any. That's a real shame. I mean, I love chalk drawings. You know, there's a couple of years ago in the city center, there was a chalk artist who would draw beautiful chalk drawings like this, like right in the middle of the pedestrian center, on the, you know, on the street. Just absolutely beautiful chalk drawings, and then they would write poetry. So they would do like a small chalk drawing, and then write a poem, and then another chalk drawing and a poem, and they would just make a huge path, basically, of chalk drawings and poems on the ground for people to look at and read as they walked through the city center. Absolutely loved it. It was really, really beautiful. And sadly, they uh, no longer, you know, they stopped doing it. And it was a real shame that they stopped, to be honest. But yeah, after that one summer, I never saw them again. So I don't know if they were like just passing through or what happened to them, or, you know, or anything like that. But yeah, it was really, really cool to see. I absolutely loved it. Um, I love this. This is not gonna work for this build, but I really want to make a build and use this as and yeah, put this in the build somehow. I have no idea how I would work it in, but I freaking love that design, that divider. So pretty. We got an Augie. Hello, 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 Augie. How are you doing? Glad as always to see ya. What's been going on? Bees, bees, bees. Oh, wait. Why isn't that working? Hold on. Did the bees not work? That's weird. Hold on. Let me try it again. Oh, there it is. It's just really quiet for some reason, but I heard it that time at least. Why is the bees one really quiet? That is so weird. Augie, you don't hear any of the alerts? What? Not even Optine's one. Oh, because you got the I gotcha. I understand. You're just waiting to go home. I hope you've had a good day at work. Hopefully not too stressful though. We don't like stressful days at work. Stressful days at work should never be allowed. I'm just saying. Ooh, paint cans. Yes. I like the idea of where is that big one? Here we are. I like the idea of having paint cans like right next to this huge graffiti art. Um just because it works. It works, so why not do it? By the way, all of these posters here are collectibles. So if you own City Living, you may have seen like these the things that have posters all over them. Sometimes you can click on them in the um in San Machino. Sometimes you can click on them and look for a poster, and these are the posters that you will get. These are collect part of a collection. So if you're into collecting things in The Sims, look for these posters and see if you can collect them all. There's quite a few to collect. So Augie, your workday has been okay. I'm glad to hear that it's been okay. Okay is a lot better than absolutely horrible. So let's see. Just looking to see lights. We still need some more lights in here. It is a bit dark, but nothing from this pack will work. So, right, from city living, let's move on to cats and dogs. Again, I don't think we're gonna find anything in cats and dogs that's really useful for up here, but we do have the scratchy things. The scratchy wall thing. Mouse hole. Oh yes, a little mouse hole. We got to put that down in the kitchen. I completely didn't completely forgot about it. So let's see. Yeah, we'll put it right here. We'll put the little mouse hole right there. And in live mode, there are mice will run out of here, and it's really cute. Your Sims don't like it. Your Sims panic over it. But it's absolutely cute to see little mice and rats scampering out of the little mouse hole. So we're gonna put that there. Bees, to be honest, you haven't heard the Pogger for a few streams either. I can hear. Oops. Um.
You like jazz?
Pogger. 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 Sorry. There we go. I had opera muted on this scene. That was a Muir oops, and I'm sorry about that. That was totally a Muir oops moment. Yes. Totally 100%. I didn't do it. Wasn't me. Nope. You can't prove it. So, newspapers. Yes. Newspapers with wet spots. We are 100% gonna use that. There we go. I like that. That looks really, really good. Mainly because I like the idea of having the wet spots on the newspaper as though, like the bucket overflowed maybe, and or the rainwater missed the bucket, so so we got a little bit of wetness there on the newspapers. There we go, just like that. I like it. I like it a lot. So good. But yeah, that's what I did. I had the browser thing muted on this. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. It's no one's fault. Not even the Romans. Honest. Let me see if I can find any more music. Um, as well, because we've gone through that playlist. How about suspenseful music? Let's play suspense music, shall we? There we go. And now y'all can actually hear the music. Oops. Oops. It's fine. It's fine. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Anyway, rustic paw. Oh yeah. I like if the game actually lets me. Oh, it does. Oh yes. Thank you so much, game. I love the idea of little muddy paw prints, like coming in and out of this section here. There we go. I like that. Just, little muddy footprints. Really cool. At least I didn't have my microphone muted all this time. Although I would guess that y'all would have told me, if you couldn't hear me, right? Y'all wouldn't have not said anything, right? Cue someone saying, "What was that, Muir? Didn't hear you." We'll put some feathers here and there as well. These feathers are also a collectible. I believe if your Sims collect these pile of feathers, you'll get one of these feathers out of them, or potentially get one of those feathers out of them. You just have to, hope that you get the right one or get one. So we do have these crates. Whoa, those are big crates. Wow. Let's shrink them down a little bit. I do like the idea of having them though, because they're just so good. Yes. I'm taking the skull, I'm putting it in here, and we are putting the skull right here behind this pile of boxes. There we go. Try to find them if you can. Rock. Muir, why have you been quiet for the past 2 hours? You alright? Opting. That's not normal. Muir's a mime, right? I'm totally a mime. 100%. I am so mimey. Or is it Mimi? No, it's Mimey. 100%. Opting, you've not heard a thing I've said in years. in an unspecified number of years. How long have you been following me? Let me click on your name. You have been following me since July 2023. So there you go, Optin. July 2023. So for 2.5 years, you have been following me. It seems like so much longer, doesn't it?
Auger. Auger.
Auger. And Bees, you have been following since the 6th of August 2025. You followed me the day after my birthday. And Rock has been following me since the 11th of June 2018. Since almost my I think just a couple of weeks after I started streaming, Rock started following. Ooh, no, that's a modern lantern. I don't really want a modern one. I want like an old-fashioned one. So we'll skip that. None of these are going to work. Oh yeah. Let's put a giant sailboat and right there in the middle of the build. I mean, why not, right? Bees, Wopogger67, McLeod, you have been following since the 16th of August 2018. Just 1 month and 4 days after you created an account here on Twitch. I can actually do that. If I click on any of y'all's names, then it tells me when you. I'm guessing you can do it yourself, but it tells you when the account's been created, how long that person has been following, if they're subbed, and if they're subbed for how long they have been subbed, or if they have ever subbed for how many months they have subbed to you in total. It also has, for me anyway, I can view all of Rock's badges, all 21 of them. And I can also tell how many messages Rock has made over 999 messages, because that's all it goes up to. Rock has received 2 timeouts. Both by Nightbot in 2018. Once for spamming caps, and again for spamming words and phrases. Rock 2 times. Yep. Opting 999 messages. That's like an average Wednesday chat. Yeah, exactly. Whoa, Pogger, Bamalam, whoa, Pogger, 6-7, whoa. Oh, sorry. I'll stop because that was bad. That was completely bad, and I am so sorry. I will never do that again. Whoa, Black Betty, Bamalam, whoa, Black Betty, Bamalam. Sorry. I can't help it. I like that song. I like Tom Jones. Tom Jones is awesome. My mother listened to Tom Jones like constantly when I was growing up. She loved Tom Jones. So that's where I kind of got my like of Tom Jones from. But then again, my mom also liked Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, Winona Ryder, loads of old country western singers. Willie, what was his name? It's not Kenny Rogers. Willie something or other. Oh my god, why can I not remember his name? Hold on, I'm gonna have to search him up, search for him. Ruck, that was before you were modded, yeah, or that I had mods be allowed to be timed out. That was before you were modded, because that was back in 2018. So, okay, let's see. Willie Nelson, that's it. Willie Nelson. Bees, I'll time you out for saying poop. You feel it? Nope. You love at 80% of the time. The ads only play when you chat. Twitch, F you. These, yes, Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson's awesome, you know? He is one of the greats. 100% one of the greats. And Patty Klein, is it Patty Klein? Or Patsy Klein? Hold on. Am I right? Is it Patsy Klein? Yes, Patsy Klein. Love Patsy Cline. Seriously, my mother listened to her all the time, and yeah, absolutely love her music. So good. So what are your all's favorite artists? Um, as in like think of like artists that your parents listened to and got you into when you were a little kid, you know? What kind of music did your parents listen to that you still enjoy to this day? So for my with my mom, it was 50s and 60s rock, and your old Grand Ole Opry style country singers, stuff like that. That was 100% my all my mom's fault. I have no idea what this is, so I'm not gonna put it down. I think it's just like very very big. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that because I don't know what it is. Um, we got we got backdrops. Anyone want a green screen? Oh no, I think that's water, and I think that's supposed to be the sky. I nearly forgot what pack we're looking at. This is Get Famous, so yeah, there's gonna be weird stuff like that in this pack. Yo, Dino, hello, or Dino, how you doing? Glad to see ya. I do remember you. How have you been? Everything been all right? What has been going on in your life? Of course, I'm playing Sims. I am stepping away from the Sims after after this month. So starting in December, we're going to be streaming Paralyzed for the rest of the year, and then we're going to go into Minecraft next year. So I am looking forward to that. So you want to know how long you've been following? The 3rd of August, or 2 days before my birthday in 2022 is when you followed. You're doing good. Glad to hear it. You got a girlfriend. Awesome. You gained 15 kilos. Wow. And you're going into the military soon. Oh, good luck with that. I hope that hope that it works out for you. But all good stuff. Glad to hear it. Opting as to my question, you remember coming home from school and your parents were listening to Graceland by Paul Simon. Oh, love Paul Simon. I'm going to Graceland, Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee. That was atypical for them, though. They had albums from the Beatles and Doors, but they never listened to them, and you only discovered them later. You distinctly remember it not being classical music, and you loved it, and still do. Paul Simon is awesome. My sister got me into Paul Simon. So opting, funny story. For years, you've been joking that if you hear banjo music, you're getting close to your place, but it's never been true until yesterday. Someone in the trailer park behind you was really blasting some yesterday. That's hilarious. Beej, you like how in season 1 of King of the Hill, Hank mentions one of his personal heroes is Willie Nelson, but Hank hates vulgarity and pot smoking. You like to pretend he doesn't know. Yeah, I mean, unless you follow Willie Nelson from like the early years, you would never know that he cursed and smoked pot. You'd never know it. Um, Dino, you gained 15 kilos in 2 months. Okay, I mean it's good that it was over a period of time and not like you know, in the course of like a week, because that would have been unhealthy. But congrats on gaining the weight, because I know I can remember that you were worried about your weight. The last time we talked, you mentioned that you just could not gain weight no matter what you tried. But so I am glad to hear that you finally been able to gain some of that weight. And it was after you decided to leave night shift online casino job. Wow, and you were 68 kilos before. Wow. I wish that I could get down to 68 kilos. I'm currently up to 76. I weighed myself yesterday and I'm at 76 kilos. And as someone who is 5 foot nothing, I really need to lose the weight, you know? That is a lot of. Oh, you know what? Oh, I am tempted. I probably shouldn't do this, but you know what? Oh man, it's not gonna let me. Oh, come on, game. Let me do it. Please. Please. Hold on, I'm arguing with The Sims. It's the story of my life. Let me do it, game. Come on. Please. Please let me. Let me. Let me do it, Sims. Please let me. Let me do it. Did it let me do it? No! Oh my god, come on. Did it let me? Nope, nope. Wait, nearly. Nearly? Don't do this to me, game. Is it gonna? Okay, okay, we're getting there. We're getting. I hate this with The Sims. It's like if you want to put something right up against the wall, you've got to be really careful, because it looks like it's right up against the wall, but it's not. So what I have to do is I'm gonna have to alt and like inch it, and right there. That should. Okay, that works, but it's good enough. I'll take it. I will take it. Let me size this down a little bit more. We want 2. I just want to put like a bunch of ivy, you know? I just want to put like a bunch of ivy going down the back of this build. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's not exactly what I was hoping for, but it's not too bad. Whoa. Sorry, the game's doing weird stuff. Hold on, I'll catch up to chat in just a minute. I just really want to do this just to see if it will let me. Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, size down. Alt place there, raise it up to about there, and then very carefully alt place. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Okay, actually it needs to be just no, stop it. No game. Bad. Pogger. Bad game. Stop it. Right there. Yes. Okay. Once more with feeling. Okay. So I'll just alt place it very carefully there. Raise it up to there. Shrink it down one more. Come on. Come on, game. Nope. There we go. Okay, that's the best I'm gonna get it, but from a distance, I think it looks pretty good. I am not singing that song. Anyone heard of the From a Distance song? I'm sure you have, because it was a pretty popular song back in like the 90s. I'm not singing it though. I don't like it. So Opting, oddly enough, you think the title track is your least favorite song on that on the album? The Graceland album? Yeah, I agree. Least favorite song, but it's still in my head, you know? Dinah, you're 190 centimeters tall. I have no idea how tall that is. I deal in feet. It's left over from me being American. But yeah, life is great. Life is doing okay. We're getting ready to move, which is exciting. Not sure when that's gonna happen because there's certain things that need to happen before we can move. So we're waiting for those things to happen before we move. But we are hoping, fingers crossed, to be out of here by the new year. So it's all good. And welcome back, Augie. You hear sounds again. That is good. Bees, other than, oh my god, stop doing that. Stop it. Stop it. Sorry. I'm arguing with my browser again. It's fine. Bees, other than when I mention it, you have not heard of this Paralives game. What is it? Paralives is an upcoming life simulation game similar to The Sims, but made by an indie game developer company. They are there's only like 15 or I want to say 15 developers in this company. It started off with one man 6 years ago, and he built a proof of concept in Unity, I believe, and put it up online, and everyone went wild over it. Just a simple proof of, concept proof. And he started developing it himself. He opened up a Patreon and he set up, tiers, and he's like, right, when we reach this amount per month of support, then I'll hire so many more developers and artists, and when we reach this stage, I'll hire even more. And yeah, it got to the point where he hired like 15, somewhere between 15 and 20 developers and artists, and to help him make this game. And they've slowly been developing it over the years, over the last 6 years, and it is finally being released this year on the 8th of December in early access on Steam. And it has, on day one of early access, it will contain more gameplay than The Sims 4 did when it released publicly. It's going to have weather, it's going to have seasons, it's going to have 8 different life stages, which is freaking awesome. I'm so excited about it. Can you tell? I've got the hiccups. Hold on, let me have a drink. There we go. Rock, you thought I was saying no, stop it bad because you did the Pogger command. Aw. Augie, Bette Midler. Yes, I love Bette Midler. And yeah, that song is from Bette Midler, yeah. Dino, 190 centimeters is like 6'1" or 6'3", you think. Rocket's 6'2", 3 if you round up. Okay, cool. So you're tall. You're tall, Dino. Well, saying that compared to me, most people are tall, so it's perfectly fine. Rock Your Sims keeps saying game failed to load. It's recommended that you restart the game. Annoying. Oh no. Clear the cache, or what do you have your Sims 4 for? Is it on? Is it the EA app or is it Steam? I'm thinking it's the EA app, isn't it? So the ship Bullestrade we're going to use here as a hold on, I've got to get it just... Nope. There we go. We're going to use that as the banister. It's because I think it looks good, and we used it downstairs as well, so it's good. Rock, you were playing it 1 second, it kicked you off the next. Oh, that's annoying. It was fine 5 seconds ago. Yeah, try... You might have to completely restart your computer. If that doesn't work, then what you need to do is go into the EA app and clear your cache. After we quit for tonight, I'll show you how to do it. Bees, will it have official? Yes. official mod support, Paralives that is, will have official mod support baked into the game. So you're going to be, users will be able, players will be able to mod the game and tweak different settings under the hood just in the game itself. And the way that you can share your mods by doing it that way is they're gonna have a Steam Workshop enabled, so you'll be able to share all of that stuff, your builds, your paras, and tweaks, mods that you create, doing it that way, through Steam Workshop, which I think is seriously awesome. And even better, you don't need to know how to do computer programming in order to create mods for the game, which I am super super excited about because I'll actually be able to try it out a little bit myself, and try to make my own mods, which is really really cool. I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be really fun. Augie, I'm a little pocket rocket. I am. I'm tiny. I'm 5 foot nothing. I am literally 5 foot nothing. That's like 160 centimeters. That sounds about right. I'm not 100% certain though. Augie, you keep thinking that paralives means paranormal lives. I'm not sure why they named them para, but why they named the game Para Lives. I think para is something in a different language, probably French because they're from Quebec. The main the original developer Alex and most of the people that he hired live in Quebec, Canada. So, which is pretty cool if you ask me. I think it's really cool that they live there. Ooh, is that the ruined library set? Damn. Oh, I would have loved to add that in this. One day I will add that to a build. I will 100% add that to a build one day. That would be so cool to add. It's fine. Let's go to Island Living and take a look and see what we've got. Dino, we love save features. Talking as yes, save features are just gotta have save. What are they called? Automatic saves. Automatic saves is just so good. Augie, 5 feet is 150 centimeters. Thank you, Augie. Dino, you just wanted to check in and say hi and stuff. Oh, thank you so much, Dino. Have good luck with the weight gain, and I hope that the military works out for you, my friend. Take care, please. And thank you so much for dropping by. Bees, Paralive sounds like Paralyze, which will be ironic if the game has a freezing problem. So far, the devs do share bugs that they have come across, while developing the game. Their latest bug of the week, as they call it, is it was this week's bug of the week. They just shared it yesterday. And what it is when the paras go to work, because work right now is a rabbit hole. When the paras leave the lot to go to work, they will sometimes just lie on the ground with their hands over their stomach, like they're cloud watching. And you can't interact with them, and they're just stuck there on the ground. And when you click on them, it says, cannot interact with this character because they are stuck at work. So that's one of the latest bugs that they've shared. I do love that they share bugs like that, just because it's it's refreshing to see that yes, there are bugs. Yes, the developers are working on it. And all of that wonderful stuff. Dino, you love this chat. Aw, thank you. Everyone here is so nice. I don't know why everyone here is so nice. I mean, I'm completely cruel and, just not at all a nice person. No, not me. I'm definitely not nice. So I don't know where everyone got the being nice from. Bees, I'm not nice. I sting. Are you spicy bee? Spicy bee. Opting, para is a prefix in Greek, you believe. It means in alignment with but separate. Think parallel. Oh, so parallel lives. I like it. I like it. It makes so much sense. So related to life, but not but apart from real life. So it's yeah. I like it. That is clever. That is so freaking clever. I like it. I like it a lot. Right, let's see. We got this one sentient scrap pot. I'm just, we're adding all of the trash. Like literally everything that I can get my hands on, I am adding to this build. And yes, I know that this is mechanical stuff, but it's more for the dirt that I want this for, we can pretend that the mechanical bits are like just pieces of metal from like pots and pans and, lead from the roof and stuff like that. That is my head canon for putting that stuff down. Okay, so that's it for Discover University. Let's move on to Eco Lifestyle. My headphones just went dead. It's fine. It's just my left one, and it's just yelling at me that the battery is low. So it's fine. It's fine. We can ignore it and just continue on our merry way. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. That is exactly what we're gonna do. We're going to ignore it. It is future Muir's problem. 100%. Okay, so Eco Lifestyle, what do you have for me? Give me something good, please, my friend. Good. Something good. Not bad. Good. Something that I can use in this build. Please. Okay. Nothing. Nothing then. Fine. I am gonna have to go through debug, by the way. I don't have better build by. So what we're seeing here is just what's, in build mode. I'm gonna have to go into debug to find all the good stuff. But it's fine. It's fine. We can deal with it. It's I just blame the Sims. That's it. Well, we're just gonna blame the Sims. Some of the debug stuff is out. Whoa, that's a building. Some of the debug stuff is findable, but yeah, a lot of it is going to be stuck inside debug itself. Like I said, it's fine. What is that? That is, I mean, it's pretty, but it's not going to work for this build. If I was making an Oriental style build, then 100%, but I'm not. So yeah, we can't use that. What about cottage living? Let's go to cottage living, see what we can have there. Augie, you have no option but to be nice. If you're not nice, I threaten you. Do I? Do I, Augie? You better not lie, or else. Bees, you can be a live bee if you want to be. McLeod, you're mostly nice, depends who you ask. Opting alternatively, you got a life. You got another life. What do you got? A paralives. Oh, no, opting. That is so bad. I love it. Bees, you are aware the name paralyzed as a tag on parasocial, which is a word streamers keep using to shame fans they don't want to be friends with. So real. So real. Ooh, mushrooms. I am 100% putting this mushroom right there. We just got like, giant mushrooms because, why not? And tiny mushrooms. because mushrooms. Oh, that's the wrong button. I meant alt placing, not tiny mushrooms. Woo, mushrooms. Woo. Okay, there we go. I don't want to mushroom the place up too much because we don't have much room. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll do that pun again later. 100% guaranteed I will do that pun again later. Sorry, not sorry. You know how it goes. Opting, same idea. Parasocial relationships mimic real social interactions but lack the reciprocity of the real thing. Like Muir. I feel like a friend, but I refuse to pop by for tea because this ocean thing seems a flimsy excuse. I know, right? It's so rude. I mean, just so rude of me to try to use, you know, the ocean as an excuse. It's like, sorry, Opting, I can't come around for tea because, you know, I can't swim that far. Opting's like, yeah, I've heard that one before. Oops, wrong button. Hold on. Okay, so we've got these walls here. From cats, not cats and dogs. Country life, country living, something like that. Cottage living, that's the word. So I am thinking of like putting that in like so. And then maybe using this one and dropping it down in size and maybe like cinching it over like so. Like that. And then watch this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some half walls and we're going to partly knock down this wall. It's gonna take me a minute to do. Before I do it though, I do want to finish going through cottage living just so I can see what all is in here that I might be able to use. So I do like the idea of using these debug lamps for extra lighting. So I'm just gonna grab a couple of these and put them against the wall so that we have a little bit of extra lighting in here, you know, in each of the rooms, to be honest. There we go. That works. Actually, I don't want one there. Let's get rid of that one. We'll just put one there next to the door. It's fine. Augie, you're guessing it's a simulation life alongside your real life. Parallel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I love it. McLeod, mushrooms. Opting, I'm not sorry. True. I'm not really. I'm definitely not really sorry. Right, let's see real quick what else we have here. We got some eggs. Which I have to admit I am kind of tempted to put some eggs back here, you know, hide some eggs. Literal Easter egg, you know, type of thing. But we don't have a chicken coop, and I kind of would like a chicken coop if we're going to put in eggs. So we're going to ignore the eggs. Remind me that I'm at high school years. So I'm going to close that. We're going to go into the walls real quick. And I'm going to scratch my nose. Then we're going to go into half walls. And I want to draw in these walls. So a very short wall. Yes, right there. So we'll do that. And then the short half wall across there. Nice. And then drop it down to a tiny half wall here. Actually, that's going to be a bit too small. Go back to the very short wall. Yeah, that's it. Go all the way across like that. Okay, so far so good. Then go up to a into that, yep. That looks good. Now we're gonna go up to the slightly higher than standard half wall. Actually, let's, there we go. Little bit taller. And then finally, we'll go down to the 1.5 wall. Perfect. There we go. So now we've got what looks like a broken wall. And I am going to have to, like, paint these walls here. So I'm just going to very quickly do that and that. Just to make it look, you know, blend in a little bit better. And then I can take the half wall trims, and I want to see if I can get a stone trim and make it kind of match this wall. There we go. Yeah, that kind of matches. So we'll go with that. It looks all right. It's like I said, about as good as we're going to get in The Sims. But I do like it. What is that? What is that? Is that a? Oh, that's the back of that. That's fine. We can keep that. We can pretend that it's there. It's good. It's good. It kind of works. It definitely works. I like it. Okay. Bees, how dare I not teleport to opting? 0 out of 10. I know, right? Rock, you've done everything and it still won't work. It says university housing incomplete lot, which you think might be the reason you can't play because you literally cleared your cache and deleted all your mods in CC. Oh my god, I am so sorry, Rock. And Bees, you need a nap. Have a good nap, my friend. Have a good sleep. Augie, ignore the eggs. Oh, love it. Yes, that is exactly what we're going to do. We're ignoring the eggs. Yes. Rock, you're going to try a few other things. I hope that you can get it fixed. If it's saying that the university housing is an incomplete lot, what you might need to do is load into the game. Like, for example, if I go in, well, I'm not going to do it now because it's probably not going to let me save, but if you go into Manage Worlds, you should be able to click on the university housing lot, and you can replace that with, or you should be able to replace it with the university housing that's in your game's library. So that might work. That might help a bit. So the only thing you did to the lot was buy a mini fridge and microwave and laptop, and you placed those in your room. That is so weird. You should be able to do that without it messing up the lot. But yeah, that is so weird. I have no idea why that's broken it. Games be weird. Sims just be really weird sometimes. It worked fine for a while. If you make a new save, can you play a new save? Just completely make a brand new save and go into the save with a brand new sim and see if you can play that. Because if so, then you know that it has to do with the save that you're on, or you know, with that other save. You literally can't edit the lot because it's university housing lot. Okay, so you need a cheat for that. But yeah, try making a new save first to see if it works. You know, if the new save works, because if the new save works, then you know it's the save that you're on, your current save, that's borked and not the game itself. Always good to test that if you're having problems. Right, let's see. Going to high school years, just checking all of this. I don't think there's gonna be anything in high school years that I can use. To be honest, we're nearly finished up here. It's basically the floor and walls stuff that I want to add next. So, yeah, none of that's gonna be any good. Let's go to growing together and check out everything in here. Um, Also, music has stopped playing. Oh, it's just because it's a very, very quiet bit. All right, I'm just gonna fast forward. There we go. But yeah, I don't know if it's because my saves have a lot of stuff in them, but I'm even having problems with my game. So it could be that I just have a lot of heavy lots like this one in my saves. It could also be something wrong with the game itself, which considering all of the all of the packs that I own and how long I've been playing the game, chances are that that is possibly one of the problems, at least for me. All right, so let's see. Yep. There's nothing here that I'm going to be able to use. Let's go into Horse Ranch and see if there's anything in Horse Ranch I can use. I kind of want to use the hay bed for horses, um, but nah, I won't do that. Not this time. I have seen people use the horse hay bed, um, in builds like this to really good effect. Seriously. Jess, hello. How are you? You just found my channel. You're so excited that I'm here. My tips and tricks are so useful. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad that you find them really useful. I should have another video coming out on Tuesday, which I'm really excited for. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, thank you so much. I'm really glad that you're enjoying my stuff. Videos. That's the word. Also, just so you know, I am not nearly as good with my words in real life and live streams as I am on my videos. And on my videos, I heavily edit those things just because I can't talk. I can never talk. Ah, I'm constantly stammering over my words, but it's okay. You'll get used to it. Right. I do want to use these shutters. Um, but instead of using them for their intended purpose, I want to use them to actually shut the windows. So kind of like that. And I love how they just naturally are a bit crooked because I'm using the left on the right and the right on the left. I do like that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to use that on there. And the main reason I want to do it is because this graffiti goes over this hole and it doesn't look right. So um, this makes it look like they graffitied over the shutters instead of thin air. So yeah, it's a whole thing. It's definitely a whole thing. Just trust you. It's okay. You're autistic and you struggle with that stuff too. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I don't think I'm autistic. I've never been tested or, uh, anything like that for it. My son is autistic though. So, my youngest child, he's 23, a child, young man, young lad. He's 23 years old, still living with me because of his autism. He can't live on his own because of how profound it is, and just how much it affects his daily life. He's an absolute sweetheart, though. I love him to bits. Okay, so what do we have here? Tonight, it's here in the UK. It's bonfire night, which means lots of fireworks. And he has been standing next to his bedroom window, watching all of the fireworks from like 7:30 well, 7, half 7 this evening on. He's just been standing there all night watching the fireworks. He loves fireworks. So at least I'm like, at least he's having fun. Right, going into for rent now. So if you have just dropped in, what I'm doing is we're making this abandoned, um, haunted mansion. Um, it's pretty big and there's a lot going on. And this is the old. Someone help me. What word am I looking for? Servants. This is the old servants' quarters. So I'm just destroying it. Uh, that is literally what I do in any of these builds. If I'm making an old dilapidated build like this, it is pure, absolute, pure disgustingness of gross stuff. Technical term. 100% technical term. We just like gross up the entire area. We put as much grime and rot and filth as we possibly can, just all over the place. Holes and just general fun things, especially in areas that are like open to the elements, such as this door here this doorway that doesn't have a door, the window here that's completely broken through. Speaking of, do I have any? Yes, I do. Okay. Sorry, I get really excited when it comes to just messing up my builds. I live for doing stuff like this. I really, really do. People are like, Muir, why? Why do you like destroying something that took you like 10 hours to build, But I do. I just absolutely love destroying stuff like this. And I don't know why. I like making messy, gross things. I just do. I think it's fun. I think it's loads of fun to make gross things. I mean, look at that. Look how awesome that looks. Jess, oh, thank you so much. You're floored that I have a kid that age. You definitely clock me at like early 30s. I am. Hold on, I gotta think about how old I actually am. I'm 48. I turned 48 this year. Yes, I temporarily forgot my age. But yeah, I turned 48 this year. Fun times. Absolute fun times. My eldest, I've got 2 daughters who live in the States, and my eldest is 27 this year. Or turned 27, I should say. Yeah, I think I like all of that. I am going to put the Mucky Mountains down here. This looks really, really disgusting. And I'm for it. But Jess, thank you so much for dropping by. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful night. Also, if you don't mind, if you're still around, please like the live stream, because I do a thing here where every 4 likes on my live streams, I give for the week of the live stream after it goes live. I give 4. So I give 1 British pound for every 4 likes on our YouTube videos. So please do hit the thumbs up. Help us raise money to save cats and kittens. That's our charity of the year this year. We support the cats and kittens this year. I mean, every year I love supporting different charities like animal charities and such. This year especially though, because we're doing it in memory of my cat Felix, who sadly passed away last year. She was an old lady cat though, so she was like, oh goodness, Felix was like 18 years old when she passed. Absolute adorable cat. She was a sweetie. I miss her. But, yeah. McLeod, you're sleepy. You're going to go lurk. No worries, McLeod. You have a good night as well. Please have a good sleep. And do not forget, McLeod. Do not forget. Just don't. Don't forget. So this is a cursed book, by the way. This is a book from the For Rent, and I cannot remember how you get the cursed book. There's a specific thing that you have to do in the game, in the For Rent pack, to get this book. It doesn't do anything if you cheated in the game, but I love the idea of having this book just like here, you know? Just to add to the ghostliness of the game, you know? In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sneeze is what I'm gonna do. Excuse me. I'm actually going to have this book floating. On purpose. It's just gonna be floating right there in the middle of the room. Spookily floating. Because I like the idea of it doing that. I'm weird, I know, but you know, if any of you decide to download this build and you see that book right in the middle of the air like that, just know that it was on purpose. Rock, the issue is the university lot. Okay. Even with the cheat, it doesn't let you edit it. That is weird. It should do. It's the free build cheat. Is that what you're using? Is the free build cheat? If you're using the free build cheat, it should let you edit it. Opting, you know that some people struggle, autistic people struggle with fireworks. Yeah, Paul's just, he loves them. He absolutely loves fireworks. I'm not sure why, but he does. I mean, saying that, I used to love fireworks. You know, when I was a kid, I lived for our summer 4th of July celebration in this town that I lived in. Absolutely loved going to it. Mainly because it was like a town wide thing. You know, everyone celebrated it. It was loads of fun, and the fact that I lived right across the street from it didn't you know didn't hurt. So there's nothing in Love Struck. Sorry, let me check Life and Death. Augie, poor Sherlock has been really crying. Oh, because of the fireworks. Oh, poor doggy. I'm really sorry about that, Augie. Fireworks are a right pain for dogs and cats, you know, and other creatures. They just really don't get on well with it. It's like I feel so sorry for animals. You know, around 4th of July and New Year's and this time of year here in the UK, it's just not fair on the dogs. It really isn't. So we'll put a few holes in the floor here. This is from Life and Death again. And I'm also going to go ahead and stick some more of these deconstruction, you know, holes and such like on the walls too. Just random, like 100% complete random where I put these. Not paying attention whatsoever where they go. I'm just placing them. There we are. I have no idea what this is. Or this. Yeah, I don't know what those are, so I'm going to ignore them for now. One day I'm gonna actually find out what those things are, what these debug things are that don't show anything. I mean, this looks pretty big, but I don't see anything. So some of the debug stuff in The Sims, you never know what it is because it doesn't show up, and that's a real shame. I really wish that we knew what it was. Um, the chances are though that they're just like these really large things. We got a jarred ghost. I've got to add the ghost to the jarred ghost to this build somewhere. I'm not quite sure where I'm gonna put it. I think right there. That works. I'm also gonna go ahead and put these bits of furniture around here and there. Actually, I'm gonna move that here. There we are. And then I'm gonna put all of the trash bags like over here. Move this chair there. Again, I am trying to keep this build so that your Sims can actually come up here and walk around. I don't want to block any pathways, if at all possible, because I hate it when I get builds off of the gallery and can't use them because there's just too much stuff in the way, I'm thinking of like putting that piece of wood out here, like maybe there, just a bunch of wood. Maybe they were trying to fix the ceiling, and that's the wood from that. The rest of this, I don't really think that there's anything that I can use. We've got enough lighting in here, so that's fine. Yeah, there's nothing else to use here. So let's move on to businesses and hobbies. I'm gonna sneeze. I am so sorry. Jess, you think that there's a mod for PC that you can use to help sort debug items? Yes, it's Better Build by Twisted Mexi. I actually have it, but because of last night's update to the game, I've disabled my mods just to be on the safe side, and I'm gonna see if Twisted Mexi has updated their mod, their Better Build by and their tool mod tomorrow. So hopefully when we start our live stream tomorrow night, 8 p.m. UK time, I'll have all of my mods back installed. I only have like 5 mods for The Sims 4. And they're all like Twisted Mexi's Better Build by and Tool Mod and MCCC or MC Command Center. Just the mods that you need in case things get stuck. Now, this bike wheel, I am definitely going to put in the room. I'm thinking, yeah, we'll put that there. I do like the idea of having these bike parts just like scattered. Maybe the maybe one of the servants had a bicycle, and over the decades, it's just like fallen apart. I like that idea. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put that there, and everything else here is that's why. By the way, that's why we've got all this debug stuff, because Better Build by rearranges all of the items and messes with the tag system. So even if you disable mods, if you've had Better Build by, everything is still, or most things are still, most debug stuff is still, found in your regular build by mode. Which is one of the things I actually like about the Better Build by mod. It breaks the game in fun ways that I can get behind. So let's see, is there anything else here that we can use for this build? I'm thinking probably not. No, there isn't. All right, moving on to Enchanted by Nature. By the way, I have all of the DLC for this game, so going through packs like this can take a while. Jess, you're an Xbox user. You can't remember what it's called, but Karen and Connie use it religiously. Oh yeah, it is such a good mod. Seriously, I love Twisted Mexi stuff. Um, you're glad that I already have it. You lament having to dig through all of that on your console. Oh my gosh, yes. Before I heard of that mod and tried it out for the first time, Better Build by Antool, it such a slog. I really feel sorry for you being a console player. But at least we can get into debug, even if you're on console. At least you can still get into it, which is great, you know, because there are some games that you can't enable cheats on if you're on console. So I'm really glad that the Sims devs have given us the opportunity to do that. There are some things in an holy cow. Sorry, fireworks. There are some things in Enchanted by Nature that I would love to use, but they're all a little bit too fairy and don't quite fit with this build. So we're going to ignore it. For Adventure Awaits, I love all of these butterfly and moth spawners, but we're going to leave them alone up here. We put some of them down on the out on the exterior of the build, so yeah, we'll just leave it be. I kind of like the idea of having the netting though, and over here isn't very messy, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that netting there. Um, like I said, right now I'm just mainly looking for ways to mess up the floor, you know, scratches and everything, and some little odd bits of messiness to add. Outdoor retreat. There is a few things that we can use for outdoor retreat, but to be honest, I'm probably just going to leave it. Spa day and dine out, there's nothing really. Vampires, though, is definitely something that I want to do, mainly for the cobwebs. We're just going to put, like, we're going to cobweb the place up. We got the hanging cobwebs here, which I'm going to put in front of this door. We're just going to put a line of them in front of the door because, you know, why not? And then put a few of these the cobweb connections just like back here and up against the wall, just in all the nooks and crannies, or crooks and nannies as I love calling them. We've got the floor cobwebs as well. Can you tell I love putting cobwebs in my builds? You can't tell, can you? No, I'm sure you can't. Okay, are you gonna be nice to me, game, or are you gonna? No, you're not gonna be nice to me. Okay, it's fine. I'll just put it there. That actually no, up here we definitely need a corner cobweb there as well. That's a floor cobweb. That's the corner one. We'll put that there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And then maybe a hanging one if I can alt place it right there. Okay, that's fine. We don't want to put too much, but you know, some little ones are nice. Jess, you're so jealous of PC users for the mods that we get to use to make building more efficient. Yeah. I absolutely feel you on that. I used to play I mean the very first Sims game that I ever played was The Sims 1. Uh on PC, of course. But then fast forward to The Sims 3, and I had an Xbox back then. And instead of buying The Sims 3 on PC, I bought it for console before I bought it for PC. I had The Sims 3 and The Sims 3 Pets for console. I loved The Sims 3 Pets for console, by the way. By far, my favorite Sims game was Sims 3 Pets. Absolutely loved it. But I then I bought myself a PC and then got Sims 3 for PC. And then when Sims 4 came out, I got that for PC as well. I just stopped playing console once I got a PC. If you're a builder, for in The Sims and you play on console, it is so difficult to build anything on console. I am in awe. I am in absolute awe over people who are able to actually I don't want that one there. I want that. Let's put that there. But yeah, I am in absolute awe over simmers who can build these gorgeous builds on console. I'm just like, how? How in the world do you build these beautiful, gigantic builds? You know, how do you do it and on console? Whereas something like this is probably the most detailed build that I have ever done. And it's taken me... Oh gosh, this build has taken me like... about a month of 2 streams per week. So 3 hours... 6 hours per week for 4 weeks, just to build this. So it's amazing to me how console players can build something like this and better in like a day on console. Never ceases to amaze me. What is that? Is that like an old ratty cobweb? I think it is. Is it gonna let me put it over here, or is it gonna be it's gonna be a pain? Yeah, it's not gonna let me. Gosh darn it, game. I was really hoping to be able to put that there. It's fine. I'll put it over here instead. Can I embiggen that and drop it? No, it's not gonna let me drop it down. But I can do that. It's gonna look a bit weird from in here, but if we go down, if I do this and drop down to how the Sims would see it, that looks pretty good. I do like that. Okay, we'll keep it like that. Rock, you reset your entire game and it still doesn't work. But you can visit the lot just fine? That makes no sense. That is so weird. Augie, Sherlock doesn't like the loud noises. Poor doggo. I feel really sorry. I'm very sorry for the poor thing. I hope that he you know, that he's okay, and like, you know, is able to once the fireworks go away, that he's able to kind of like, you know, chill, get a little bit of chillness in before bedtime. Right. So these look like black versions of these. Okay. I honestly did not know that those existed, but that's fine. You know, you learn these things. You definitely learn these things. That's a grave. I am I'm tempted to like just, you know, like put that like that. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm just gonna put that like that. It can be like dirt that's congealed underneath those crates. Headcanon. Headcanon is definitely where it's at. Right. I don't think there's going to be anything under Parenthood unless I want to put some really freaky things. Someone, for the love of all, put this baby back together. I love that the developers... This is debug, by the way. This Boo Boo Billy Doctor playset. This is a debug item. But I absolutely love that the developers, knowing that us simmers are going to go into debug, have put some just weird, silly descriptions like that on some of the debug items. It is absolutely hilarious. Like, the bear is barely a bear. He's barely there. It's just so funny. And I love the Sims team for doing that. Absolutely love it. Rock, After you did that, it fixed it. Yay! You had the sim parents visit the lot and go home, and then you went back to the sim, and it's fixed it. Oh my god, I am so happy that that fixed it. Seriously, that is so good. It's weird. It's very, very weird, but I'm glad that you got it fixed. Right, let's see. Is there anything else here that I can use? I think these cracks are pretty much it. There are all of these dirt clumps that I can use. Is that the, yeah, that's just a, whoops. That's just a regular dirt clump. So I'll grab that and like put it there. I really, really want to dirty this place up, you know? Okay, that is just a dirt clump as well. So I'm thinking maybe of putting that there. And then grabbing maybe this one. Oh, nope, not that one. This one? Yes. And maybe putting it there. Yeah, I think that'll work. It's not, no, it is a little bit. Hold on. Move it out. And the leaves as well. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Oh, wait, no, we'll put it over here instead. Indecisive Muir, you know. But I think that, yeah, that works. That definitely works better. Okay. So next thing, oh. Bones. Oh, bones. We gotta put little skull just there. Just there. Can you imagine playing, someone grabbing this off of the gallery, playing the lot, and like maybe scrolling down and then seeing that and going, what in the world is that? And then like going into tab mode and then going, oh my god, it's a broken down skeleton. I am so mean to people. I am just absolutely way too cruel. I should be ashamed of myself. I should totally be ashamed of myself. Okay, Strangerville. We're on the home stretch, my friends. We're in the home stretch. We're gonna put some grunge and splatters. Green or red. Let's do red. Come on, game. Let me do it. Stop it. Let me put the grunge in. Please. Please, game. Let me put the grunge in. There we go. I like overlapping them as well, just because, you know, we gotta do it. Sometimes you gotta do it. So, a little bit of grunge there. And then we'll put that one there. Oh, this looks so good. More grunge. All of the grunges. Give me the grunge. Sorry. Am I, you know, getting a little bit too excited over grunge? Asking for a friend. Am I? I mean, I personally don't think that I am. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just a little bit too excited. There we go. It does look good though. Let's be honest. It definitely looks good. Like that? No, like that. Yeah, that's good. So much grunge. Then we got the redacted rug, which, yeah, we'll just drop that in. I mean, why not, right? Why not indeed? And then we've got the spore cluster, and I am very tempted just to put one little spore cluster there, just again because I'm mean. And then some strange floor vines. growing just there. Not too many, you know, just a little bit. A little tiny bit. Rocket's insane, the links that you went to before you tried that. You literally reset your entire EA folder. Oh my gosh. It reminds me of this morning with my browser. But I'm glad you fixed it. I am very, very glad that you fixed it. Realm of Magic, yeah, there's nothing there. What about Journey to Batu? I don't think there's anything in Journey to Batu that's going to really work here. No, there is not. Darn. I love Journey to Batu. Seriously, if you're making like almost like a modern, if you're making more of a modern build, then Journey to Batu is great. Or if you're making like an industrial build, really, really good for junking up the place, you know? All right, werewolves, I think, is probably going to be our last kit or last pack that we use. Part of me wants to put these scratches on the door itself, but I know if I do, then it's gonna be weird because it never works properly. It's just really weird. So we're not gonna put the scratches on the door. I am going to, however, put these scratches here in front of the door. I like the idea of when the door opens, maybe, you know, it like scratches the door scratches the floor. I love that idea. And I always forget that there's multiple swatches in this, and each swatch is different. Always forget that. So yeah, if you've got Werewolf's Pack and you go for, you know, the collection of floor destruction scratches and cracks, remember that each swatch is like a different scratch or a different type of crack. Definitely worth remembering. There we go. Whoops. Nope. Let me grab the scratch. Thank you. And we're going to put that just like that. Perfect. Now, these cracks, again, I'm going to go ahead and just put them here and there. I primarily like putting them wherever I put the life and death floor holes, just like as though, you know, the cracks are radiating out from these holes. It makes sense, I think. I could be wrong, but I like to think it makes sense. Just something like that. And we've got all of this stuff, and I think that's pretty much, I think that's it. Yeah, that's really all we can use from this pack. But I think we've done a pretty good job of destroying this place. The only things that I haven't done is add some sleeping bags or beds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into... Which pack is it that has that mattress? Does anyone remember? I honestly can't remember what pack it was. Is it Industrial Loft? No. Definitely not Everyday Clutter. Basement Treasures is another good one for wall decals, but I think we've got enough up here for now. Not going to worry about it. We do have these boxes, so, you know, the shabby cardboard box. So I am going to go ahead and plop down just a couple. There we go. Just to clutter the place up a little bit more. That's pretty much it. I could use the disassembled heart bed, but we've already used that once downstairs, and I don't think up here they would have, you know, anything quite as nice. Nice. You know. I think, yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much it, though. Just going to have a quick look through, because I really do want to add that match. You know what? Can I do it? If I go in here, is it this room? No, it's the other one. Move in here. Ah, nope, stop it. This. Can I eyedrop that? Yes. Fantastic. Okay. Moving up. I'm gonna actually put this in here. It's very, I know this room is already extremely messy, but there is a bit of a method to my madness. There we go. The idea is your Sims will still be able to get through this wall, this door, and go out here to paint. And they should be able to get through this door and walk through here. This room I kind of want to make it look like it's completely unusable. And up here I want to put like maybe 1 or 2 sleeping bags. I would love to put this up here as well. Maybe here. I think your Sim should still be able to get through that. Possibly. If I, like, put it there, then yeah, they should be able to. I kind of want, like I said, I want to put a sleeping bag in this room for your Sims to be able to sleep. There's already a few beds down below. Let me just count just to make sure, just to see how many beds there are. So there's, sorry, jumping around. 2 beds down here. Then there's the coffin, so that's 3 beds. Then up here, we've got 4, 5 sleeping spots. And 6, 7 up here. So yeah, we don't really need to put any more sleeping bags up, but I still want to. Just... Oops, sleeping bag. Just to give us a full... a full extra, you know, a couple of extra beds. So, like, if you want to turn, if you've got Adventure Awaits and you want to turn this into a getaway, you can do, so that it has 7, 8, 9. There are 9 sleeping spots up here now. So, yeah, that is a full household plus 1 extra sim. That should work, I think. Rock 6, 7. What did I say? I don't know what I say. 6, 7. There is one thing that I want to add in here as well, and that is from the Magic Pack. And I just thought of this, so let me find Realm of Magic, there is in Realm of Magic a decoration, and it's like a wisp. It's literally a wisp, and I want to see if I can find it. I might have to go into... Wait, here they are. Here they are. They're these little wisps here. So we've got pink, yellow, and blue. Now, normally I use these in like lights, you know. So like, let's say, for example, I wanted this debug, you know, this lamp to glow pink. I would shrink down the wisp, and I would very carefully alt place the wisp inside of the light there to make it look like it was emanating a pink glow without having to use the actual, you know, change color thing, just for funsies. But what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put it underneath this book so that the book kind of has this... It already has a bit of a red glow, but I want it to have even more of a glow, and make it look like it's hovering in mid-air, you know, by this ethereal, ghostly form, you know? So we'll do that. I think that really adds that adds quite a bit to it, I think. I like that. So yeah, definitely gonna keep that in. So let's do a quick tour. Who wants a tour? Rock, I said there were like 6 to 7 beds or something. Yeah. There's actually 9. There's actually 9 beds in total. So here is our build. We've got the outside here. This is the full build, which I think looks pretty good. It matches well with the woods behind. And if you look at it this way, it looks pretty good, I think. I really, really like the trees in the background. It definitely makes it look like the woods are encroaching upon the lot itself. So if we go down to the bottom, whoops, not that far. If we go down to the ground floor, we've got, let's go into, here we go. Let's go into live mode, shall we? So if we go into live mode and we go here, we've got, excuse the disappearing trees. That's just what happens when you put things in tab mode. But we've got this nice fountain that still works with jack-o'-lanterns all around it. Loads of overgrown brambles and bushes. We've got spooky bubbles, and fog emanating out here and there. Why are the fog machines not working, game? Hello? Turn on all lights, please. Thank you. It's like, why are they not working? Anyway, the fog machines should be working. Stupid thing. So anyway, going around here, we should have fog. For some reason, we don't. It'll be fine. But we've got all of this area here. These bubbles, by the way, are caused by these grates, which are also supposed to be emanating fog. For some reason, none of it's working right. I'm thinking it's just because I've got so much stuff here. My game is just like, yeah, no. This is a totally working lot, by the way. We do have a shower tucked back here, so that, off-the-grid shower, of course, so that your Sims can actually use this a lot. We have the crypt here from Life and Death. We've got a coffin, which is a woohoo spot. There's a pea bush around here somewhere. There it is. That can be used to sleep in, as a toilet, or to woohoo in. So we got a few woohoo spots here. We've got the outhouse, which serves as the toilet. Moving around this edge, we have the cow plant. I was thinking of putting a ghost cow plant in, but a regular cow plant is fine. We've got a little pond here with waterfall. Loads of bugs and such like frogs and all that going, in the pond. There's also a crocodile in here. If you wait long enough, you might get to see it. And it is a little fishing spot as well. So loads of stuff for your Sims to do. There's also the bonfire over there. So like I said, yeah, loads of stuff for your Sims to do outside. Now this build does have the spooky trait, and also it is haunted. So if we go into the entrance way here, we've got the seance table. We have a generator for the few electrical things that are not off the grid. In here is your juice keg, your snacks. We've got a party spotlight and dance floor. There's a DJ booth, and it does work. The old fireplace. This is like the old ballroom. Then if we go through this door, it leads us to the dining room, which is very crowded. There's a couple of spooky little statues like that here as well. Loads of junk all over the dining room. Some, broken chairs and all of that. We do have the sugar skull display case, and all of the sugar skulls except for the golden sugar skull is they're all hidden around the lot. You have to find them, and if you manage to find them, then it's just a easy way for you to complete that collection if you want. Back here again, we've got the entranceway with 2 sleeping places. I'll give that one away for you. That's one of the sugar skulls. Then moving in here is the kitchen, and it is very rundown. We've got the mouse hole there. We got a bin, which is the Gordian bin, I think. I can't remember if that is the Gordian bin. But anyway, there is a bin. There is a sink here that, just so that your Sims have a sink. It is off the grid, though. There's the fire here, the campfire, in a bespoke, what's it called? This bespoke fireplace that I made myself. And again, your Sim can cook on that. And there is an ice box here as well, so your Sims can, prepare garden salads and stuff like that. So this is totally 100% livable, live-inable, if that is a word. If we go upstairs to the landing, here we are. Again, loads of junk and dirt and dust all over the floor. We've got, detritus, covered furniture, torches. We got the scary pictures that change. And here is a bedroom with a couple of sleeping bags, a fireplace. lighting here and there. Whoa. Stupid trait thing. Oh, we also have some death moths spawning in this particular area. We got that spooky spider there from Spooky Stuff Pack. Then here is, like I said, as I was saying, rather, a couple of sleeping bags, loads of trash, some candles, mirror with, paintings and that. There's a few little surprises here and there in this build. Just little tiny bits of story or, hinted at story in here. Going into the next bedroom, again, very, very messy. More spooky photos. We've got a closet here that your Sims can't get to, but if you free cam, you might find something inside. Might. And finally, if we go upstairs to the top floor, we've got the sad clown. Because, I had to put the sad clown in. We've got, in here, we've got the dirty, the destroyed room with all of the water buckets and stuff. The very spooky, cursed book that actually makes noise. That is scary. That is legit scary. Oh my gosh. Opting that this place is not going to pass fire inspection. This is very, very true. We have an easel here for, if you want to do a little bit of artwork. And with views like this, painting by reference is a definite thing that you might want to do. Look at these views. Stop doing that, game. Okay, anyway. Yeah, look at these views. These are beautiful views. I love the views in this game. And then moving over here to this room, we've got 2 sleeping bags, bunch of trash, just general yuckiness. If you go through this door, there is a woodcrafting bench. And that's it. That is definitely it for this. But it is quite a spooky lot, I think, and I absolutely love it. It is definitely awesome looking. We do have some fireflies that come out at night as well. Love it. Absolutely love this build. This took me way too long to finish, but I am so glad that we stuck in with it and finished it off tonight. I absolutely love it. Right then, my friends, let me save this to the gallery. Let me rephrase that. Let me try to save this to the gallery. Haunted Manor House. Venue info, just looking at it, it is a haunted house residential. It has the Unhallowed Grounds, Vampire Nexus, and Singles Hangout traits. The lot challenges are Creepy Crawlies, Filthy, Grody, Mold, Scare Seeker, and Spooky. I was thinking of putting wild foxes on here, but wild foxes is a little bit, buggy. So I didn't put that in. I was also thinking of doing cursed um, and gremlins. I think actually I will go ahead and put cursed on. But gremlins will just will not put the gremlins on. Um, and off the grid as well. Most of the lighting in here, I would say 99% of the lighting in here should be off the grid. The only thing that is on the grid is the stuff in here. So you've got, the DJ booth that is on the grid, but we do have that generator there that should power the DJ booth, so you should be okay. Opting wild foxes couldn't drag me away. I'm not singing that. I don't know the tune, but I know what song you're talking about. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. So let me try to save this Manor house, Muir, not Manon house. Let me try to save this. There we go. To the gallery. If it's gonna let me. As you can tell, I've been having a lot of trouble with the gallery. It's just taking so long for the photos to be made, and if I change anything, then it's gonna take a while for it to save again. And last time it took me 3 tries before the thing that I put on the gallery actually went on the gallery. So we'll see how it works. Description. What should we make for the description? This is an abandoned, haunted, I can't spell, that I built for Halloween 2025. There are secrets and things and collectibles to be found. Have fun. There we go. Rock, it is done. Yes. I'm so happy. So it has 9 beds and technically 2 toilets. Technically. It's got a pee bush and there was one other thing that we used as a toilet. What was it? A pee bush and an outhouse. There we go. So yes, technically there's 2 toilets. Opting not up to code. Totally not up to code. Oh yeah, okay. Warning. This house is totally not up to code. Enter at your own risk. There you go. So, yep. Let me just save this. Fingers crossed, everyone. Fingers crossed. Here we go. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Please work. Please work. Please? Please work. See, this is what I mean. The last lot. Oh, there we go. Server error. We could not process this gallery request. So we're gonna try it again. Share lot to the gallery. It might work. I'm really hoping that we're able to save this to the gallery. I'm really, really hoping that it lets me. because I would love for you all to be able to download this. At least those of you who have like all of the packs. All right, third time's a charm. Speaking of not up to code, am I right? If you know, you know. Rock, what packs does it use? Yes. That's that is the pack that it uses. Yes. Yes. Yes, it saved. Oh my goodness. Here it is. Haunted Manor House. If you want to download it, I am Muir Dragon on the gallery, on the Sims 4 gallery. Rock all of them. Oh my god. So this uses items from Adventure Awaits, Enchanted by Nature, Life and Death, Love Struck, For Rent, Horse Ranch, Growing Together, Cottage Living, Snowy Escape, Eco Lifestyle, Discover University, Get Famous, Seasons, Cats and Dogs, City Living, Get Together, Get to Work, Werewolves, Star Wars Journey to Batuu, Realm of Magic, Strangerville, Jungle Adventure, Vampires, Outdoor Retreat, Home Chef Hustle, Paranormal Stuff, Romantic Garden Stuff, Spooky Stuff, Kitchen Clutter Kit, Restoration Workshop, Refined Living Room, Artist Studio, Riviera Retreat, Party Essentials, Castle Estate, Basement Treasures, and Courtyard Oasis. There you go. Opting, Rock never uses Muir's code. Muir never makes anything Rock can play with. This seems fair. I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh my god. So yeah, we've done it. We have done it, my friends. We finished it. I am so happy that we have finished this. Seriously. Seriously, I am so happy with this build. Really am. So, Rock, for the record, you have used my code before, like once. You've remembered. You've remembered once, right? Maybe twice. For like a $5 purchase. I love it. I absolutely love it. By the way, I'm only like picking on you a little bit, when you forget to use the code, just because I think it's hilarious. I appreciate if when people do use it, but if you don't use it and you forget, I just find it funny, to be honest. I just find it absolutely funny. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead end the stream here, but thank you all so much for coming around and joining us. I really, really appreciate it. Rocky would all the time if you remembered, but it slips your mind, yeah. But yeah, thank you all so much. We're gonna be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. UK time, with more Sims 4, going finally back into our Portal Project Challenge. And we're only going to be playing the Portal Project Challenge for the rest of this month. Once the 8th of December hits, then that will be the end of The Sims 4 on this channel for quite a while. I'm waiting to see what happens. I'm kind of like, pulling back from Sims 4 content um, just because of this buyout. So, but yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more weeks exactly, not including tomorrow. So the 12th and 13th, the 19th and 20th, the 26th and 27th, and then the 3rd and 4th of December. So 4 more weeks of Sims 4 content, and then in December, when the game when Paralives is released on the 8th, starting that week on the 10th, we will be doing live streams of Paralives, just fun playtime things, delving into the Paramaker and everything just to see what the game is all about. And then come the new year in January, the first New Year stream will be the 1st of January. Um, And on that day, we're switching to Minecraft. We're going to continue the Portal Project Challenge, moving it from The Sims 4 over to Minecraft. And I am 100% looking forward to it. So, rock Minecraft! Opting, you're at a fruit vendor buying lives, not apple lives, not orange lives, pear lives. Oh my god, Opting. How long did it take you to come up with that? Out of curiosity. Rec, next year we're going to play Fortnite. No, nope. Next year we're moving to Fall Guys. Fall Guys on Epic Games. It's free. So you can we can 100% play it. It is free. I was thinking of doing Human Falls Flat just because it's a hilarious game, but Human Falls Flat isn't free. But Fall Guys is. So we're gonna be playing Fall Guys as our community game next year. Rock, but Fortnite. Opting, it took you exactly as long as it took me to decide not to try a pair of lives joke again. I like it. I like it. Okay. So thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to let you all go. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, stay hydrated. Bye. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Bye. Bye.